ripping off more than 50 clients. The states charge Matthew Hardin and Stephen Dukes with scheming to defraud and misapplication of construction funds. They're accused of taking the money and leaving half-built homes behind. Detectives have not yet arrested them. A mask mandate extended through November 2nd. The Punta Gorda City Council made the decision Wednesday. Masks are required in all public indoor areas with some exceptions. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on Corkscrew Road getting onto I-75. This is on the on-ramp to head south. There's police on scene as well as this vehicle. Guys, really make sure to watch that speed as you are passing through. Also, slowdowns on Strands heading south towards Veterans Memorial Boulevard. And in Collier, traffic really not that bad right now. A little congestion getting off of 75 heading towards Livingston Road on Golden Gate Parkway. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News Now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, the transitional day as greater humidity is set to return, and that also will bring in a chance for some spotty rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. It's also going to feel hotter, upper 80s, lower 90s, with our heat index floating with 100. More solid rain chances scattered across our area for Friday and the weekend. Upper 80s and lower 90s with more rain chances as we kick off next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour. There's the left way, and then there's the right way. 92.5 Fox News, the conservative, smart, right voice of Southwest Florida.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596 BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Get the best sleep of your life. Helix makes personalized mattresses to fit your unique body type and sleep preferences. Go to helixsleep.com and get up to $200 off mattress orders.
Now is the time to get countertops at Rock Solid. Why Rock Solid? How about Rock Solid's unbelievable prices? Full slabs of quartz from $599, granite $499, and remnants as low as $150. Rock Solid's vast selection of the finest stone from around the world. Rock Solid's award-winning customer service and installation in about a week. Want the best new countertops for your kitchen? The choice is simple. Rock Solid.
Rock Solid. We don't stop at just countertops.
Tee off and swing into sizzling savings at Coral Oaks Golf Course at Cape Coral. Play 18 holes with cart for just $30 every day after noon through October. Also, sign up now for the Storm Smart Cape Coral City Championship and Roger Dean Chevrolet Pro-Am coming the weekend of October 16th. Get tournament details and book tee times up to 7 days in advance at CoralOaksGolf.com. We'll see you at Coral Oaks, where every day is a great day.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am glad you're here. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube. Whenever you want to watch, just go to YouTube, type in Drew Steele Radio, Steele, S-T-E-E-L-E. It has 3 E's, and we appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Coming up this morning, we are going to have a conversation with, I believe Pam Bondi will be joining us, former Attorney General, at 7 o'clock, 7:35. We will have a conversation with Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart. There's a lot to discuss, as you can imagine, whether it is about some of the decisions the president has been making lately that has not been getting a lot of attention due to some of the things that you can imagine. The news of the day, the decision in the Breonna Taylor case, which we're going to get to in just a second, and also with Supreme Court picks and just so many things that are going on. We're going to try to tackle it all. And even locally, there is a lot happening, and we would love for you to be part of our town hall, our Zoom town hall. So face-to-face, so to speak, a chance for you to speak with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond will be our guest today on our Zoom town hall right after the program, 9 a.m. We will switch the cameras over to Zoom, and you will join us. And whatever questions you have for Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond, whatever you want to talk about, it's all there on the table, and we'll be discussing all kinds of issues with you. All you need to do is text the words town hall, all one word, town hall, to 239-479-5592, and you can do that right now. And we'll send you a link that will get you into our town hall meeting. That coming up this morning with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond at 9 a.m. So do people really want justice? Do you want justice? Or do you want what you believe to be your the justice that is deserved based on what your feelings tell you? Like the Breonna Taylor case, just like many cases that we hear, both black and white shootings that happen in this country are awful. All of these situations are awful. In every single case, specifically when you are looking at the case on its own merits and on its own and what is there and what is not, every single shooting is awful. These are someone's family members and sons and daughters and fathers and mothers and we know all of this, and sometimes we lose track of that part of our humanity. It's just, I have to tell you, as I wake up this morning, I just get disappointed because and it just is something where when we look at specific cases, when we look at specific instances in life, when you take a 30,000-foot look and you see and the circumstances that, and forgive me for starting off the show this way, because I can't help every single time I see a case of someone being shot and killed, a murder in this country. And there are many. There will be probably close to 20,000 murders by the time this year is up. That my first reaction, no matter what the situation is, I look at that person and I can't help but see the baby, the child, someone at 2, 3, 4 years old, and how that child's life changed in certain ways and were brought into this situation. Forgive me if I look at the humanity in all of this and see this happening and just say what happened in life, what has happened in their life. And as a human being, I just look at that. And I always do that. I picture my son. I picture friends, kids, and I see pictures of people playing on playgrounds and And I can't help but be brought to that point in their life and say that things happen in their lives that brought them to that place. And the innocence of a child that becomes an adult and soon now you have a life that is changed forever in some way, shape, or form. And whether it's in the form of some of the decisions that are made, some of the decisions that others make against individuals, and not even talking about guilt or innocence of anybody. I'm talking about just the life. And it's tragic. It's just one of those things that, as the 30,000-foot level looking down picture that I see every single time cases come up and situations come up in the news, and even locally and even with people that you know. But I do ask the question about how important it is for people to seek justice and what that looks like. And if you're asking for justice, are you asking for a system, a justice system, to look at all the evidence in a case and then find out what is the truth, what is the facts, and then go by that, and that's how the case ends? Because if you are truly interested in justice, then you have to be interested in the facts. You have to be interested in following it wherever it goes, and then being satisfied. You're never going to be satisfied with the result on the end. At least some won't. But if you are truly about justice and the truth and the facts, then I ask you, why are there riots on the street right now? Why are there people that are rioting? Why were there two police officers shot in Louisville, one shot in particular overnight? Why is this happening? If we listen to the Kentucky Attorney General David Cameron on the Breonna Taylor case, where we find out that there was an indictment of one of the officers, not even the officer that shot Breonna Taylor, according to ballistic information. And we also come to find out that where we were told over and over again that this was a no-knock situation, officers breaking down a door and just firing indiscriminately and murdering Breonna Taylor, we come to find out after the fact that that's not really what happened at all. And I'll get into the specifics. It was a knock situation. There was a knock at the door. They did announce that they were there at the door. So here's the Attorney General, David Cameron of Kentucky, who says,
I know that not everyone will be satisfied with the charges we've reported today. My team set out to investigate the circumstances surrounding Ms. Taylor's death. We did it with a singular goal in mind, pursuing the truth. Kentuckians deserve no less. The city of Louisville deserves no less. Every person has an idea of what they think justice is. My role as special prosecutor in this case is to set aside everything in pursuit of the truth.
In pursuit of the truth. And the truth, he believes, was discovered, and the information that was put out by the Attorney General. And what did we find out? Well, we did find out that everything that the media has talked about over and over and over again of how this case was, and that there was a no-knock warrant, which was not true. That she was shot in her bed apparently was not. That she was murdered. I mean, let's think about what murder is, everybody. That was the intent. That the intent was that officers were going to this building, to this place, to this home, with the expressed intent on murdering Breonna Taylor. I mean, if you were to follow some of the logic that is out there from individuals who are quite upset about this case, you would think that is exactly how it was playing out, and it's never been true. So it was Andrea Woodberg at the American Thinker who was laying out the specifics of the case. And and after the press conference and the grand jury's finding, police did not do a no-knock raid. We were told that's exactly what happened. And it was Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, his last name is Kenneth Walker, shooting at police when they entered the apartment. He was shooting at them because they busted through the door of the apartment. Evidence shows that officers both knocked and announced their presence at the apartment. The officers' statements about their announcement are corroborated by an independent witness who was near in a proximity to the apartment apartment 4. In other words, the warrant was not served as a no-knock warrant. When Walker and Taylor did not answer the door, the officers broke the door. Sergeant Mattingly entered, saw Walker with a gun pointed at him, felt himself get shot. That's how fast it happened, everybody. Walker confirmed that he fired the first shot, and ballistics show the bullet wounded Mattingly. At that point, all the officers opened fire. They did it because one took a bullet. They did it because they were being shot at. Let's not forget that situation. 32 bullets were fired. 6 of the bullets struck Breonna Taylor. None of them, and oddly enough, none of them hit Walker. Nobody knows why. The question remains, according to Andrea Whitberg, who was talking about this. I mean, is it a situation where he ran, he was hiding, she got up, he was behind her? What was the situation? At that point, no one knows for sure. But there are a lot of things that have come up about the case now where we find out what happened as opposed to what we've been told. And again, I prefaced all of this by saying, to me, all of this, it always is tragic when a life is taken. But if people do really care about justice, no peace, well, what does justice look like? If justice to the truth and the facts in a case, or is it just that what you say goes, regardless of evidence? And I wonder what you think. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line. We stream live on YouTube at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Let's take a break right now. When we come back, we'll get to some calls and some thoughts on this case and some of the things that are being discussed right now by the media. And even after the fact, some of the horrific things that are being said on major media outlets and not being pushed back upon. And I will play some of that audio coming up. A little bit more of David Cameron on the way. Stay break. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along with traffic here, Sabrina Katz.
A crash on Corkscrew Road getting onto I-75. This is on the on-ramp to head south. There's police on scene as well as this vehicle. Guys, really make sure to watch that speed as you are passing through. Also, slowdowns on Strands heading south towards Veterans Memorial Boulevard. And in Collier, traffic really not that bad right now. A little congestion getting off of 75 heading towards Livingston Road on Golden Gate Parkway. The Trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
91 degrees for this afternoon. It will be hotter with also a return to rain chances. Spotty showers and storms are possible with sunshine and clouds increasing as we hit this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
This Fox News Business Report is presented by Big Island Builders, whose reputation for quality homes at a fair price is unsurpassed in Naples.
I'm Maria Bartiromo, and this is the Fox Business Report.
A bruising for Wall Street Wednesday. The Dow down 525 points at the close. The S&P off by about 78. The Nasdaq off by 330. Nearly half of all Americans are already holiday shopping out of boredom during the COVID-19 pandemic. And a new poll from the consumer finance company Affirm says 25% of Americans plan on buying more this holiday season than they did last year. One major retailer prepping for the early holiday rush.
Walmart is promising an all-new Black Friday experience and says it'll hire 20,000 seasonal workers. Though Walmart didn't reveal all its plans, it's spreading traditional Black Friday savings throughout the season, will increase its selection of gifts, and offer more deals online. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
That's your Fox Business Report. I'm Jill Nato, invested in you.
Customers, students, and staff expect a new level of clean. Cintas has the essential products and services to help you carry out cleaning protocols effectively. Cintas performs surface sanitizer and disinfectant spray services to common touchpoints, installs and refills touchless hand sanitizer dispensers, and provides commercial laundry services to help minimize employee exposure. Give everyone the confidence they need to keep coming back. Visit Cintas.com and get ready for the workday.
Plug into the power. 92.5 Fox News. Trust all along.
Trust means that you are reliable and honest every single day.
Trust Chris Safadi.
I want to make sure that every individual person can rely on us.
Trust Lois Tomey.
I love this community. It's something I take so much responsibility for.
Trust Jim Farrell.
My responsibility to the viewer is to be me, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hype anything. Wink News has been trustworthy since 1954. It's earned day by day.
Weeknights on Wink News at 6.
On the next Drew Barrymore show, you are bringing it. Rosario Dawson and Retta help get the vote out. Check. Plus, time does heal. It takes a lot longer than people tell you. Real talk for women dealing with divorce. We actually have a little surprise for you. I love it. All new Drew.
Drew Barrymore, today at 3 on Wink.
Getting rid of bacteria, destroying 99.9% of harmful bacteria. How does that sound when it comes to your water? Why not take control? Call the local experts, my buddy Max at Pent Air Water Systems. You can find out what's in your water, right? And with the Pent Air Water System, I'm telling you, I should know I have one. You're going to love the way your water tastes from every single faucet, every one. Their salt-free solution is the Pent Air Smart Combo, can tackle chlorine and scale with no lugging in bags of salt. You've got the Advantage Salt System if you like, would tackle even the hardest water issues. And Pentair's UV system, listen to this, it's capable of destroying 99.9% of harmful bacteria. You know, the ones that find its way into your water, like E. coli. This month, take $199 off installation of your whole home Pentair water system, and let Max, your local Pentair water specialist, find the solution right for you. And they got the white glove service program where they'll even maintain your system for you. So get the test now at 239-880-7799. 239-880-7799.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, 239-479-5592, the phone number. Don't forget to text the words Town Hall to 239-479-5592. Actually, one word, Town Hall. You get the invitation to the Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond Town Hall we're going to have right after the show this morning. Any question you want to ask, it'll be face-to-face, one-on-one, or maybe one on 100 on one, but however many people show up to the Zoom meeting. So text the word Town Hall, one word, to 239-479-5592. Moose is in Cape Coral, wanted to weigh in on the Breonna Taylor case. Is that
I hate to call you under these circumstances, but two quick comments. One something positive for the police. Several members of my family in Michigan are on the police department all over the state, and my cousin Mike Stogger is the president of the FOP. It took them several years, but the state of Michigan just approved a fund of over $2.5 million for police officers and first responders for PTSD. The average person will see 1 to 2 traumatic incidences in their life, and police officers will see over 800. One police officer in the state of Michigan last year was killed in the line of duty, and 7 committed suicide. So the amount of stress and pressure that these police officers are put on around the country with these situations should be noted. But as far as this shooting situation, that the facts came out yesterday, the cops are not the reason that young lady died. The reason why that young lady died is because her spineless drug-dealing piece of you-know-what boyfriend used her as a human shield, period. That's why she died.
Yeah, well, and Moose, thanks for the call. I appreciate it. And the evidence coming out to say just that, as we just talked about a few minutes ago, now the evidence starts to come out and the truth and the facts in the case, and people were talking about that. How is it that a hail of bullets, 32 bullets fired, 6 of the bullets strike Breonna Taylor, and none of them hit her boyfriend, Kenneth Walker? How is that possible? The question is, did he run away? Did he hide behind her? Just unlucky, what people are saying? He doesn't say, the Attorney General doesn't talk about that specifically. But there are a lot of lies that have been put out by the media for weeks and weeks and weeks and months about this case, and now that have been debunked, and a lot of rioting that was happening, and a lot of Hollywood celebrities talking about this case based on, well, not the facts. How about if we put it that way? We'll talk about this more coming up. And your calls.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Hi, this is Jay, president of Big Island Builders. When I came to Naples many years ago, I knew I could bring a totally different approach to building custom homes. But I had a problem. I had no contacts here in Naples, no architects knew who I was, and my competition wasn't exactly thrilled about making room for a new builder. For 2 weeks straight, I began to drive the neighborhoods that I wanted to build in. In that process, I found a man at his mailbox and I asked him if he needed any work done on his home. He told me he was glad that I showed up because he wanted to tear down this older home and build a brand new custom home. So that's how we broke into the Naples market. And today, that same drive, energy, and passion that started our company is what we continue to bring to our clients. We build top quality custom homes with passion for a fair price. Give us a call at 239-262-6867 or visit us at bigislandbuilders.com.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right. Loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice. Just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly, 16,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax, time, title, zero security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand borrowed for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster. 2 police officers are shot and wounded in Louisville, Kentucky. The suspects in custody. It happened during protests over a lack of charges in the Breonna Taylor police shooting. She was killed in her apartment in March. Fox's Matt Finn is in Louisville.
None of the 3 officers involved in her shooting death were charged with any type of murder. Only one former officer, Detective Brett Hankinson, was charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment, a much lesser charge.
That was for firing his weapon into a neighboring apartment. The president and Mrs. Trump today will go to the Supreme Court to pay respects to Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg.
Thousands have come to pay their respects to the late Justice Ginsburg, from everyday ordinary citizens to dignitaries such as former President and First Lady Bill and Hillary Clinton, along with several current senators such as Sanders, Schumer, Collins, and Durbin, along with Vice President Mike Pence and Second Lady Karen.
Fox's Griff Jenkins. America's listening to Fox News.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Therese O'Shea with Wink News. Florida Congressman Vern Buchanan wants all seniors enrolled in Medicare to get a vaccine for free. Medicare does not typically cover drugs approved under emergency use designation, which would include a coronavirus vaccine. Buchanan urged the Trump administration to intervene and provide coverage. 8 more FGCU students test positive for coronavirus since school started on August 17th. They've had 80 new cases of the virus since the start of the year. The university announced its graduation in December is now virtual due to the pandemic. If you have issues with vacation rentals, the city of Marco Island wants to hear from you. They're hosting a virtual community meeting on rentals. It's set for Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. The input the city gets will be part of a report and recommendations that'll be presented in the beginning of October. Today, we could learn if the Army Corps of Engineers plans to send more water from Lake Okeechobee to our area. They're hosting a meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss their plan to regulate the lake levels. The owner of a home construction company now faces charges for ripping off more than 50 clients. The state's charged Matthew Harden and Stephen Dukes with scheming to defraud and misapplication of construction funds. They're accused of taking the money and leaving half-built homes behind. Detectives have not yet arrested them. A mask mandate extended through November 2nd. The Punta Gorda City Council made the decision Wednesday. Masks are required in all public indoor areas with some exceptions. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
A crash on Corkscrew Road getting onto I-75. This is on the on-ramp to head south. There's police on scene, as well as this vehicle. Guys, really make sure to watch that speed as you are passing through. Also, slowdowns on Strands heading south towards Veterans Memorial Boulevard. And in Collier, traffic really not that bad right now. A little congestion getting off of 75 heading towards Livingston Road on Golden Gate Parkway. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, the transitional day as greater humidity is set to return, and that also will bring in a chance for some spotty rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. It's also going to feel hotter, upper 80s, lower 90s, with our heat index flirting with 100. More solid rain chances scattered across our area for Friday and the weekend. Upper 80s and lower 90s with more rain chances as we kick off next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drive the lefties at work crazy with the facts. Get up to speed mornings with Drew Stevens. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
It's Fred Kobe with your Kobe Cooling Tip of the Day. You hear AC technicians with all kinds of fancy titles in advertising like comfort specialist, energy maintenance technician, comfort advisors, blah, blah, blah. So what's that all mean? It's simply a catchphrase for salesman who isn't an air conditioning mechanic. Real mechanics have real NATE certifications. And if your company doesn't employ NATE certified mechanics, you're getting a sales tech at your house for service. A NATE certified mechanic has been to real air conditioning school and is tested for competency. So you know that your mechanic actually knows how to fix your air conditioner and not just sell you stuff. It's easy to spot the difference. Just ask for their NATE ID. When you think of air conditioning companies, we hope you think of Kobe Cooling. No nonsense and no pressure. We're the company your neighbors use. License CACO 57313. Kobe, the most trusted name in the business since 1949.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. Some people say bigger is better. When it comes to buying a home, a TV, or an ice cream sundae, wouldn't you rather go big? Insurance companies think that because they're bigger, they can pay injured people less than what they really deserve. But guess what? We're big too. As America's largest personal injury firm, we know that our size matters. If you're going up against a big insurance company, you need a big firm fighting for you. If we win big, you win big.
Offices, Fort Myers and Naples.
Look and feel your best with Dr. Patrick Flaherty, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Want to hear the latest from an expert? Tune in Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear all the latest innovations in non-surgical, surgical, and lifestyle ideas to help you look and feel your best. Dr. Patrick Flaherty is known for his faces, the fabulous Azul Spa, and now you get your hour with this doctor every Saturday at 10 a.m. Dr. Patrick Flaherty's show is Look and Feel Your Best, hosted by me, Gina Birch. Tune in this Saturday at 10 a.m. and hear how to look and feel your best.
One thing we've all learned from this devastating pandemic is that preparedness provides protection. Hurricane forecasters are calling for an above-average season this year. So now is the time to take steps to protect your home from Mother Nature's worst. Hi, I'm Keith from Storm Shield. Our mission at Storm Shield is to provide the very best storm protection available and to make the process as easy as possible. Don't take it from me, though. Listen to what our customers say or check out our testimonials online at stormshieldSWFL.com.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. Storm Shield Windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldSWFL.com.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning, service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. If you'd like to call, we'd love to hear from you. 239-479-5592 about, well, whatever you would like. Maybe you want to talk about the Breonna Taylor case and the decision yesterday. And we'll play some audio from the Kentucky Attorney General about the case. Also, a couple of other things that are coming up this morning. Turns out that there was Russia collusion, just not with who you thought. Is it now on the Bidens? Isn't it funny how one thing that we are discovering quickly about the media, liberals, Democrats, all the same thing, but I digress. One thing that we're finding out quickly is that anytime the media or Democrats blame the president, the GOP, Republicans, with something, it's because they're doing it. And they're trying to flip it around. And I can give you many examples of that. And this is just one of the latest, where the media and Democrats would have you believe that it is Donald Trump who continues to be in league with Putin. I mean, I think there was an article. Where was it? I want to say it was in the Atlantic. So take it for what it's worth. But it was Vanity Fair. It was Vanity Fair. And how the story goes that the president it's a coup, everybody. The president's in league with Putin. He's in discussions with Russian operatives. I mean, they're doing it again. Almost like they're trying to say, hey, look, shiny object over here. Don't look at what Joe Biden's doing right now and Hunter Biden and the things that we found out through the Senate's Committee on Homeland Security and Government Affairs and the Committee on Finance. The story that I mentioned yesterday, Hunter Biden, Burisma, and corruption, the impact on U.S. government policy and related concerns. And how we come to find out that, wait a minute, how did Hunter Biden's company get all this money, millions of dollars from the widow of the ex-mayor in Moscow? Wait, what? Hold on a second. Yeah, so there's all kinds of crazy connections going on with Hunter Biden, but you're not allowed to ask Joe because he's going to get mighty mad, and you don't want to make Joe mad.
Not a joke.
Not a joke. And I'm going to play some audio of Joe Biden screaming, pointing his finger and screaming at the media, how dare you question me? And who knows how long that'll go on because he dared them, and he'll challenge him to a push-up or something. All right, so we're going to get to your calls in just a second. Another reminder, 650, Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. So that's coming up each and every day, 650 and 750. And if you text the word town hall, all one word, town hall, to 239-479-5592 right now, you will get an invitation to our Zoom town hall meeting with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond right after the show at 9 a.m. this morning. And face-to-face, one-on-one, you'll get to ask him any question you would like. So that is coming up this morning. Just text the words town hall, one word, town hall, to 239-479-5592. David Cameron, the Attorney General of Kentucky, describing the Breonna Taylor decision, the case.
My job is to present the facts to the grand jury, and the grand jury then applies those facts to the law. If we simply act on emotion or outrage, there is no justice. Mob justice is not justice. Justice sought by violence is not justice.
But that seems to be the order of the day, and that is exactly what is happening on the streets. The Kentucky grand jury indicting a single police officer for shooting into neighboring apartments, but did not move forward with charges against officers for their role in Breonna Taylor's death. So you have 3 officers, only one of which were indicted because of the shooting, multiple shooting that went into a neighboring apartment. Nobody hurt in that apartment. But now we get more details about this case specifically, things that we were not told before. And a lot of people are asking, I wonder if there's... I saw Rich Kolko a few minutes ago, safety and security expert, Wink News, former FBI guy, 21 years. I wonder if he has the answer to this question. We went weeks and weeks and weeks with the Attorney General, and I guess it's because they didn't want to show what they had in the case, or show their hand, so to speak, of the evidence that they had to show that it was not no knock. They did knock. They did announce themselves, and some of the other things that were taking place in this case, and why they didn't say that earlier to stop those on the streets from rioting in the past, and some of the things that have come up with the Breonna Taylor case. Some people are asking that, like, why didn't you say something earlier? You could have stopped some of this. Well, I guess maybe because who's to say that those that want to cause rioting and chaos and anarchy, break the law, would care about the truth anyway? Because their justice is the only justice. It's not about justice by the law. It's not about the case and giving the information and showing that officers both knocked and announced their presence at the apartment. The officer's statements about their announcement are corroborated by an independent witness who was near in proximity to apartment 4, so that evidence was there. That did happen. There is a lot of evidence to show about some of the other connections in this case, but that was the one big one, was that we were told that it was a no-knock warrant, and it wasn't. And remember, there were weeks and weeks before that we were talking about this. How do we stop this? What is this? Why do officers do this? Do you realize how dangerous, the most dangerous situation an officer can be in? It's a situation where they have a warrant, and what is up against, what is on the other side of that door? What is on the other side that they don't know? That Kenneth Walker, who was the one who shot an officer, the first person to shoot his officers, came through the door. And the questions as to whether or not Kenneth Walker has a criminal background, a criminal history, and why he would have a gun to begin with, and whether he legally had the right to have that gun. I haven't heard anything about that, but I'll explore that more. So you may ask yourself how it's being described on other networks. As we know, there's rioting and peaceful protests mixed together. It starts as a peaceful protest until the rioters, the anarchists, get together and and decide that after the fact that this is an opportunity to, break the law. But of course, in certain jurisdictions, I guess it's okay to do that because all we have to do is say we're mad about something and smash a window and we don't get arrested because we're mad because we're saying we're protesting. Is that how that works? But here's a former Los Angeles sergeant who was on MSNBC and talking about the case after the evidence is all out there. The attorney general talking about the evidence that there was no knock warrant. They knocked. They announced that they were on the other side of that door, getting ready to come in, and the knocks were not answered. And the district attorney stepping up to the microphone, David Cameron, who is black, the attorney general in Kentucky. And I only bring that up because I want you to hear the answer from the former LA sergeant that MSNBC decided that they had to have on to talk about this case, and says what?
Law is not adequate to respond to a tragedy. That is quite a remarkable statement, a striking statement.
So she's saying that the officers, law enforcement, are not adequate to step up, and even the attorney general, not adequate to step up in a case like this. And this former LA sergeant says,
well, listen, not only is he being intellectually dishonest about that, I find all of his remarks with regards to this whole entire press conference offensive. And let me just speak to this whole celebrity influencer thing. While they can't speak for Kentuckians, let me say this as a black woman. He does not speak for black folks. He's skin folk, but he is not kinfolk. And so just like he thinks they can't speak for Kentucky because he's up there with a black face, he does not speak for all of us. This was not a tragedy. This was a murder.
Does MSNBC push back against that statement? No. What do you say? Again, I am bringing this up 239-479-5592, and we can go to calls. But it's this, and it's really simple. First of all, that's awful what she said. It's wrong. Second, you want justice, right? You want all the facts in the case. You want it all laid out. You don't want it all being whipped up before time. Benjamin Crump, the lawyer for the family, telling us it was a no-knock warrant and hearing all about this and having people like LeBron James and others who were outraged and then come to find out that that's not the case because you didn't know anything about the case. Because the case hadn't been laid out yet, and now that it is and it's out there, now it's not justice. Do you want justice that you want, that you feel is deserved? In which case, why do we have a justice system? Or do you want the truth and the facts in a case to come out and all on display, and then justice to be served? Allison is on Fort Myers Beach. Hey, Allison.
Hey, Drew, how are you? And, excuse me, it is Dr. Allison because I have a PhD from the Drew Steele.
Oh, from Drew's College. Okay, yes, Allison. I'm sorry, Dr. Allison. Yes.
Yes. Well, you basically hit it out of the park with your comments earlier. I just was calling because I'm up all night because I work all night. Okay, and so I listen to my wonderful Fox News, and every hour they would have the stuff, and the person doing the news would be saying, "No knock warrant." And along those lines. So, I mean, if we have to hold our news people to account more so than everybody else to make sure that they have the facts straight and not just spewing what all the other news people are doing.
Yeah. No, I appreciate what you're saying, Allison, and thanks for the call. I do appreciate it. 239-479-5592. The shame of it all is that are we splitting hairs in this case, or are we being factual? There are some people that are saying, no, the reason why the news organizations are saying it was a no-knock warrant is because the judge issued the no-knock warrant, but the officers went and knocked anyway. That that they knocked and announced their presence. There may have been an order to do a no-knock, or they had the ability to do a no-knock warrant if they wanted to, but they did not. They chose not to do it. They knocked and announced themselves being there, and there was a witness that said as much. So now you can make the case, well, maybe the officers need discipline because they did not follow the warrant. They may have done something that they shouldn't have done when it comes to that situation after breaking down the door and the amount of shots and you can go through all of that. But that's what I'm afraid the media is doing right now. I'm afraid that they're saying that there's evidence to show, or there's that there was a no-knock warrant issued, but the evidence shows and witnesses prove that they knocked before they entered. And so there's splitting hairs because why? And the shame of it all is because it almost appears as if that gives the excuse for people to what? Not be satisfied with the decision? Give somebody an out to do something that they shouldn't be doing, like looting and rioting? I'm not saying that's the case, but I am saying that I don't understand why there is a continuation. Why can't it be defined and explained? If that's what happened, if there was a no-knock warrant issued, then why not say there was a no-knock warrant issued? The officers did knock and they announced. So I don't understand why they're doing that, but we'll look into it. Drew's College of Political Knowledge, 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Here we go. Caller number 3 at 239-479-5592. Third caller right now will get to play Drew's College up next on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Right all along, here is Sabrina Katz with traffic.
Traffic is up to speed on I-75, just very busy right now heading southbound if you're heading to Collier County from Lee County. Also delays in Fort Myers on Tree Line heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. And we're starting to get a little busy over that Midpoint Bridge into Fort Myers. If you're in Bonita, there is a slowdown on Estero Parkway, and this is traveling west of Ben Hill Griffin to Three Oaks Parkway. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
91 degrees for this afternoon. It will be hotter with also a return to rain chances. Spotty showers and storms are possible with sunshine and clouds increasing as we hit this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Rush Limbaugh. California firefighters struggling to get 27 major fires under control. 26 people are dead, including a fireman who perished fighting a blaze sparked by pyrotechnics at a gender reveal party. I thought that was a nudist colony. I thought that's what that was until I was told the truth about it. Anyway, the Bobcat fire near L.A. has been burning for over 2 weeks, spreading at unprecedented speed through old-growth areas in Southern California. The AP says a lack of firefighting resources caused the rapid spread. 100 firemen sent in to contain it, but double or triple that number should have been assigned. It's way past time for residents of California to question their government, the governor, the Senate, State Assembly. They're all Democrats, and despite warning after warning, forests were not cleared of dead trees and brush due to pressure from environmentalist wackos. And these dead trees and brush are now fueling all these fires. The residents need to ask, why is there no money to properly staff firefighting units? Look at the huge resources spent on other things. The Democrats opened the borders. They declared California a sanctuary state. They gave billions of dollars in welfare benefits to millions of illegals. The reason California is burning is because the Democrats who run the state have had lots of priorities other than making sure the citizens are safe. Today, people are paying that price with their lives and their property at gender reveal nudist camps. Last year, there was a victim of identity theft every 3 seconds. That means a cyber bad guy could be selling your personal info on the dark web without you even knowing it. That's just one form of identity theft. Now, you might miss certain threats to your identity by just relying on bank statements or monitoring your credit. The solution? LifeLock Identity Theft Protection. LifeLock sees certain threats that you could miss on your own. Plus, if you become a victim of identity theft, a U.S.-based identity restoration specialist will help you fix your problems. Now, no one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but LifeLock can help protect your personal information. Get your free dark web scan when you join now and save up to 25% off your first year. Do this. Go to lifelock.com/scan. Use the promo code RUSH. That's lifelock.com/scan. Promo code RUSH for 25% off.
Nothing beats the power of steel. Drew Steel, weekday mornings at 6 on 92.5 Fox News.
This is a scam by the Democrats.
Trump versus Biden, round 1 is set for Tuesday.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Follow this and all of the presidential debates brought to you by the Floormeisters in Naples, where smart shoppers cast their vote for quality flooring every day.
All men and women created by you know the thing. Make America great again.
Trump versus Biden, round 1, only on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
Retirement questions? You can bet Bob Grace probably has the answer. Join him every Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday at noon for Retire with Grace. It's your source for all things retirement, from how current events could affect your savings to strategies to help maximize your retirement income and everything in between. Join us, Retire with Grace with Bob Grace, Saturday mornings at 8 and Sundays at noon. Investment advisory services offered through Grace Capital Management Group, LLC, a registered investment advisor.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Kevin. Kevin's in Naples. He seems like a nice young man. Hey, Kevin, how are you?
I'm doing great, Drew. Thanks.
All right, that's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. The associate's degree question that you so well deserve starts right now. Hey, Kevin, who was the vice president of the United States in 2017?
2017. That would be Mike Pence.
That's correct, sir. All right, you got an associate's. Let's see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. The highest court in these United States is...
the Supreme Court.
That is correct, sir. Get a bachelor's. See if you get a master's on this one. Do you know who the Chief Justice of this Supreme Court right now is?
Roberts.
That is correct, sir.
Yeah,
that's it.
John
Don't say anymore. You got it. Don't any speak. Just go with it. It sounds like me and my wife arguing. Don't say anymore. Keep your mouth shut, Drew. You're doing a good job. Okay. And PhD on this question. Which amendment protects our freedom of speech? Which one is that?
That would be the First Amendment.
You got it. Look at you, Kevin. Look at you. Congratulations. You got a PhD, the smartest person on your phone, clearly. So good for you. And you learned a valuable lesson. Just when you're arguing with a spouse or anybody else, just don't go any further than when you get the answer that you need. Just don't keep going. No verbal vomiting, as some would say. That was weird. Sorry, it's a little early for that language. All right, stay there. You get to talk to Jake, and he's going to hook you up with the richly deserved PhD this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along.
This is Daybreak 92.5 Fox News.
Looking for a frameless shower door? My Shower Door has just opened their 8th Florida showroom, and it's conveniently located in Cape Coral. With more than 75,000 frameless shower doors installed, no one has more experience and 5-star reviews than My Shower Door. We've been named number 1 by readers of the News Press and Naples News for 17 consecutive years and have just been named as Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdor.com.
Water is life in Southwest Florida. It drives our economy from tourism to fishing to boating and quality of life. This is Adam Botana from Baywater Exclusive Boat Club, and we talk water for an hour every weekend on Fox News Radio. We feature guests on water quality, water safety, and water fun, including great boating day trips and tips on fishing. Join us this Saturday at 7 a.m. for the Baywater Exclusive Boat Club Hour with Adam Botana on 92.5 Fox News.
As the numbers of COVID continue to climb, Quigley Eye Specialists is here for you. Our doors are open, our hearts are too. With a caring staff, exceptional medical team, and advanced eye care technology, Quigley Eye Specialists is taking extraordinary precautions to help keep you and your family safe. From checking temperatures, sanitizing surfaces, and ensuring everyone in the building wears a mask. If you have cataracts, glaucoma, dry eye, cornea issues, droopy eyelids, or any other condition that affects your vision, we have the right specialist for you. Want to see a doctor from the comfort of your own home? Call 239-466-2020 today. If you've been impacted by COVID, lost your job or health benefits, you may qualify for a free virtual exam. Call 239-466-2020 today. Quigley Eye Specialists, the #1 choice for cataract treatment in Southwest Florida.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 7 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News Update is presented by Lee Auto Group. Find your perfect vehicle at lee-cars.com.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Therese O'Shea with Wink News. Florida Congressman Vern Buchanan wants all seniors enrolled in Medicare to get a vaccine for free. Medicare does not typically cover drugs approved under emergency use designation, which would include a coronavirus vaccine. Buchanan urged the Trump administration to intervene and provide coverage. 8 more FGCU students test positive for coronavirus since school started on August 17th. They've had 80 new cases of the virus since the start of the year. The university announced its graduation in December is now virtual due to the pandemic. If you have issues with vacation rentals, the city of Marco Island wants to hear from you. They're hosting a virtual community meeting on rentals. It's set for Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. The input the city gets will be part of a report and recommendations that'll be presented in the beginning of October. Today, we could learn if the Army Corps of Engineers plans to send more water from Lake Okeechobee to our area. They're hosting a meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss their plan to regulate the lake levels. The owner of a home construction company now faces charges for ripping off more than 50 clients. The state's charged Matthew Harden and Stephen Dukes with scheming to defraud and misapplication of construction funds. They're accused of taking the money and leaving half-built homes behind. Detectives have not yet arrested them. A mask mandate extended through November 2nd. The Punta Gorda City Council made the decision Wednesday. Masks are required in all public indoor areas with some exceptions. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
Traffic is up to speed on I-75, just very busy right now heading southbound if you're heading to Collier County from Lee County. Also delays in Fort Myers on Tree Line heading southbound towards Daniels Parkway. And we're starting to get a little busy over that Midpoint Bridge into Fort Myers. If you're in Bonita, there is a slowdown on Estero Parkway, and this is traveling west of Ben Hill Griffin to Three Oaks Parkway. The Trip to the Minute Traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, the transitional day as greater humidity is set to return, and that also will bring in a chance for some spotty rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. It's also going to feel hotter, upper 80s, lower 90s, with our heat index flirting with 100. More solid rain chances scattered across our area for Friday and the weekend. Upper 80s and lower 90s with more rain chances as we kick off next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Get more than what the internet tells you. Get up to speed on The Drive with Trey Radel. Weekdays 5 to 7.
92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
Hi, I'm Kyle Lee with Lee Auto Group.
We sell more low-mileage cars and trucks than anyone in Southwest Florida because we have more. Over 300 vehicles in stock with locations in Fort Myers and Tampa. See for yourself at lead-cars.com.
Get a 2019 Buick Encore SUV with only 584 miles for $20,000. Practically a new car for thousands less. Or a 2004 Buick Park Avenue with only 56,000 miles. Florida Condo Car for $6,500. With over 300 vehicles, visit lead-cars.com.
Don't forget the dash.
Ready for your energy-saving seasonal maintenance? Call Service Experts of Fort Myers, your hometown HVAC pros. And right now, get an AC tune-up for only $39.
Call 866-EXPERTS.
See website for license details.
The Diamond District has the largest selection of GIA certified diamonds at the most competitive prices in the world. Jason and Todd have partnered with De Beers in Canada and Africa, and they've traveled to Israel, Antwerp, and India to select the most beautiful diamonds. Visit the Diamond District today for your best diamond buying experience.
I'm Harvey Massey. At Massey Services, we know every lawn is unique and requires customized care. That's why our environmental approach includes aeration, which allows water and nutrients to reach the roots of your lawn, as well as an irrigation program which ensures proper coverage and reduces water waste. With Massey's Green Up program, you'll enjoy a healthy and a beautiful lawn year-round. That's Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Eye Centers of Florida is not only where more Southwest Florida eye specialists got their beginnings, they also represent more than 4 decades of visionary excellence. Our HD cataract technology allows us to customize your procedure in order to give you the clearest possible results. Nothing compares to the expertise and compassion of the first name in total eye care, Dr. David C. Brown's Eye Centers of Florida. Clearly the right choice.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steve.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. I am so glad you're joining us today. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line. We stream live each and every day on YouTube. You can watch Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. We appreciate you subscribing. Keeps us going. Also, hope that you will join us on Friday. Friday. Is Friday tomorrow already, Jake? It's. Forgive me. My days. I have no idea where my days are, where they went. I don't know. One day, they all mix into the other. I hate to sound that way, but it's awful. But anyway, tomorrow, Friday, after the show, once the DNC took God out of the pledge, and once we had the whole Joe Biden not being able to say the pledge properly just the other day, we said, you know what we need to do is we need to all get together. And why don't we do the pledge right after the show? Friday, we just kind of put a nice bow on the morning show. And so I hope you'll join us. We had a great turnout on Zoom as we do it together. So all you have to do is text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. Do that now. And we do this big Zoom Pledge of Allegiance. We do it together. We had 2 World War II veterans with us last time we did it. We had a large group of veterans joining us on the Zoom meeting. It's fun. It's emotional. It's fantastic. So I hope that you'll join us. Do that now. Text the letters USA to 239-479-5592. The former Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Pam Bondi, is joining us right now because there are a lot of things that are happening when it comes to building back the economy after what the virus did to this economy. Only Donald Trump could bring back the economy the way we're doing now, and we'll talk about that coming up in a minute. First of all, how are you this morning?
Hey, good morning, Drew, and that's great what you're doing with the Pledge of Allegiance. You know, I was just on the women's bus tour, and we all bought hats. There's a coffee store called Conservative Grounds that opened, and they're helping our veterans, our military, and we all bought hats, and they say, I stand for the flag, and I kneel for the cross.
Yes, I love it. That is awesome. Yeah, it is amazing to me how when we do something like this, how many people want to show, and the same way with the president, right? That, it is our love for country, our faith, how we have no problem putting it out on display, how we love to get together. Just look at, even for example, anytime we do anything when it comes to how much we love the country, how much we support the president, these ginormous the boat parades that you see, and every time you see something that has to do with supporting the president, and of course that means to me also supporting the Constitution, supporting the country, and law and order, may I say that, and maybe we'll get to some of that in just a second. But certainly building, again, the greatest economy the world has ever seen, and that's not rhetoric, that is fact, that is straight up the truth, and how the president's able to do it again, Pam.
That's right, and he's the only one who can do it again, and we know that. We know how great our economy was, not only here in Florida, but throughout the country, and the world saw it as well.
Yep.
President Trump is respected by world leaders. Everything that he's done, he will do again, and he's bringing back so many jobs just to Florida alone. So many businesses were saved by the Paycheck Protection Program. Ivanka Trump was here last week with me in Florida. She was in Tampa, and she went to a small business called La Segunda Bakery. And this is they make the most Cuban bread, I think, in all of central and northern Florida. And they were 20,000 loaves a day, and they were going under because their world just shut down when our economy shut down. But thanks to the PPP, they are back, they're in business, they're surviving, and that's what President Trump fought for during the entire pandemic, and he's still fighting for, to save our businesses, to save our jobs, to help Floridians, to help everyone throughout the country.
Yeah.
And that's what he's been doing. And aren't we proud that this is his new home?
Yeah, absolutely. We absolutely are. And how there are so many people, if we're going to be quite honest about it, who also want to make Florida their home, which we have no problem with. Just leave your politics there. If you're coming from the Northeast, I'm just making this. We would love to have you here. Enjoy everything that the state has to offer. But as far as the politics, in my opinion, we could just leave all of that behind. Enjoy everything that we've been able to create with this governor and the legislature, and certainly how we recognize what works and what does not. And speaking of what works and what does not,
I think people are seeing that, though.
Yeah.
I think people are seeing that.
Yeah.
So many people who have come down from New York, New Jersey, especially New York, who are just buying houses sight unseen in Florida to get out of New York City. They're seeing the difference. They're living the difference.
Right.
When they had to leave a city that was basically a war zone.
Yeah. No, it's true. And I think to your point, that is what they're doing is they're getting out, they're escaping. And what I was going to say on the other side of that, we have Joe Biden. And listen, if you love New York and you love the policies there in New York and everything they're doing, if you love California and some of what they're doing and some of the things that are going on there, oh boy, you're going to love if Joe Biden's the president of the United States. And I don't mean that in a good way. I mean that in a bad way. And that's the thing. There is a stark difference between this president and what Joe Biden will do when it comes to the economy and some of the things that he will protect and some of the people that he will protect. And that is a concern, right?
That's right. And to stay on that thought. So you've got all these New Yorkers who leave New York. They're coming to Florida.
Yeah.
And then if Joe Biden, and he won't be, if he's elected president, he would put a $4 trillion tax burden on hardworking Americans. $4 trillion.
Yep.
So it really doesn't matter where you live if he's going to do that.
Right.
82% of families would see their taxes go up under Biden.
Yeah.
Our economy would shrink by 1.5%. I mean, it's crazy. It would do away with over 500,000 jobs. And so, yeah, for decades, his policies have hurt Americans. And if that guy was president, I mean, the country would be hurting so bad.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. I certainly am concerned about what Joe Biden has done in the past. I'm concerned about the things that, quite frankly, the media doesn't want to talk about, that they kind of avoid when it comes to some of the things that have happened along the line, across the board, I might say. The things that we don't get the chance to hear, the things that are being hidden that would be detrimental to the country when it comes to a lot of different things, our safety, security, law, when it comes to the economy. And,
yes.
and let me ask you this, Pam Bondi joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I wanted to ask you this about the state of Florida, because this to me is a concern as well. I really, and I know the last time we kind of hinted at this, talked about it a little bit, about mail-in ballots, stealing the election, the big difference between what is an absentee ballot, which is great. You were requesting a ballot, you get it, you send it back, or you hand it off. We do that here all the time. Southwest Florida, we've been doing it for a long time, and it is fantastic. We're not saying that that's much different than let's just indiscriminately just send out ballots, and who knows where they're going to end up, especially when we find out that there are certain areas, certain places. Just saw the story in the Washington Examiner. Trays of mail, including absentee ballots, found in a ditch in Wisconsin. Really? Is that right? I wonder why they were ditched and they had absentee ballots in there as well. I wonder who those might belong to and what party affiliation. Big questions about some of this. But having said that, because some people do things nefariously in what is going on, I go to now the former presidential candidate, Michael Bloomberg, who is spending a little bit of money here in the state of Florida, Pam, and I'm worried about what he's doing. And can you speak to that a little bit? What is Michael Bloomberg doing, and what are we doing, or what can we do to keep an eye on what he's doing here in the state?
Well, I think Floridians are smarter than that. You know, he tried to buy a presidential race. He tried to airdrop in to a very full Democrat primary, and he thought he could buy the race. And he did not get one single electoral vote from Florida nor the country. I think he got one in American Samoa. So he spent hundreds of millions of dollars to do that. Didn't work. Here in our state, when I was Attorney General, he spent up to $10 million of hit ads against me, and that didn't work out so well for him.
Yeah.
Two other attorneys general, two conservative ones around the country he went after. Then he comes in, and now he wants to pay off felons' fines so they can go vote for Joe Biden. And, you know, that's a great concern. And the attorney general in Florida has sent a letter to law enforcement asking them to look at that. But, you know, now he's also, for the presidential race, he's got an obsession with our state. We know that.
Yeah.
He's spending $100 million on attack ads on President Trump. And that's what people need to be aware of. He thought he could buy the presidency. He couldn't.
Right.
Now he's trying to buy Florida for Joe Biden.
Right.
And you can't do it. We're smarter than that. People are going to turn on the TV every 5 seconds and see these horrible ads that Bloomberg has paid for to help Joe Biden. People are smarter than that. They know better.
Yeah. Yeah, and I do trust and I do believe that across the country, and I think even now more than ever, with a lot of what is happening on our streets, where when people talk about how they want justice, it's their justice as opposed to the justice that is laid out by the law, by attorney generals, by cases where you have all the evidence and the facts, and you go where the evidence and facts lead you to, as opposed to people not being satisfied and then taking to the streets. And then on top of that, the defunding of police departments, the dismantling of police departments, reimagining law enforcement, which of course is just nonsense in just the language in and of itself and what is trying to be accomplished. That I think, and maybe we can speak to this before we go, Pam, is that I believe that, like you said, I think the American people see this. They know where it's happening. They know where all of these things are taking place. They see Democrat-led cities, governors, mayors who are not for law and order, clearly, because they're not doing anything to stop what is rioting and looting, which is breaking the law. It's in and of itself. It is what it is. And so I think people are starting to recognize that across the country, and especially here in the state. I think they realize that as well.
And again, that's why they're leaving other states to come to Florida. That's the difference here, because we've got a great conservative governor, attorney general, and they're going to keep Florida safe. You know, we say law and order, but it really is, it's about safety. It's about protecting our families. And that's what President Trump is all about. He's always been that way. He supports our great men and women in military, our first responders, the men and women in blue, and he will continue to do that. We know that, and he's going to protect our country. We're not going to have anarchy in our country under President Trump.
Yeah, former Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Pam Bondi, joining us this morning on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. A lot of great things this president has been able to accomplish. We talked about it last time, too. It's amazing how if there's one person that could bring an economy back from what we've had to go through after this virus here in the country, boy, this president can do it. And he did it once before, and he'll just do it again. And we're seeing all of that happening right now. So good stuff. All right, I appreciate a few minutes. Hey, I hope we get to do this again soon. All the best.
You too, Drew. Great day. Have a great day.
All right, you too. There's the former Attorney General of the great state of Florida, Pam Bondi. Yeah, you know, and I'll say it in with regard to the Breonna Taylor case, and I think this is an important aspect to the case and what I just brought up, and it's this. It's when it comes to the desire for justice. Is it the desire of justice in your eyes and what you believe should take place? Or is justice about a justice system that is allowed to bring in evidence, make the case, and then justice being served as the evidence is there in front of us? And too often times it's the former, not the latter. 239-479-5592 is the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at True Steel Radio. We appreciate you subscribing to the channel while you're there as well. It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News, right all along with traffic. Here's Sabrina Katz.
The crash on Everglades Boulevard and 52nd Avenue Northeast is slowing traffic for 1 mile heading southbound towards Oil Well Road. But good news, there's a way to navigate around it. Hop on a Mockley Road. It's fully up to speed if you're heading south towards Oil Well. Also, the traffic on the interstate is fully up to speed for right now. That's great news heading to and from Lee and Collier County. Unfortunately, traffic continues to slow down on 82 all the way from Jaguar to Gunnery Road, just backed up right now. Lee Boulevard is going to be your fastest option because traffic's also delayed on 23rd between Sunshine and Gunnery Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
91 degrees for this afternoon. It will be hotter with also a return to rain chances. Spotty showers and storms are possible with sunshine and clouds increasing as we hit this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Blah, 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 blah. Gear up for the liberal loudmouths at work. Drew Steele, mornings on 92.5 Fox News.
Hey, it's Drew Steele, and have I told you about Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting? I know I have because, well, number one, I've used them on multiple occasions. I've had a few moves lately, and each and every time had them at my home. They're fantastic. I love the staff. They are the highest reviewed contractors for what they do, maintaining 4.9 to 5 stars. But here's another thing to consider. What about a kitchen, a bath, an entire home that you want remodeled? They have teams and resources ready right now to walk you through the process so they can turn your dreams into reality. I should know because they did exactly that for me and my wife. I could not be happier. The communication, the friendliness of the staff, the fact that they've been around since 2001, and the difference that they can make, whether it is something like painting a bathroom and especially kitchen and bath remodels. So call them today, Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting, 239-431-2781, and find out what they can do for you and the incredible work that they do for yourself. 239-431-2781 for Ryan Hammond Painting and Contracting.
Has the little blue pill let you down? Our expert medical staff at mymensclinic.com can and will help. Guys, if you're suffering from ED, we can fix it. Even if you have tried Viagra and other drugs and they've failed you, we will help. Studies have shown that we offer the most effective non-surgical treatments for ED, even if you have other medical conditions. They're generally no problem. We know that hearing "we can try again next weekend" is tough. When what you want to hear is wow, we at mymensclinic.com have helped thousands of men just like you, thousands more nationally. We can make one simple guarantee, and we do. See our licensed medical staff. If we can't show you positive results during that first appointment, that appointment is free. Guys, let's get the wow back in the bedroom. Guys, let's book online at mymensclinic.com or call 239-307-0125. That's 239-307-0125. Again, mymensclinic.com.
If you're curious about who may be out there but don't want to jump into anything right away, then take a fun step and just take a look at Our Time. Our Time is the #1 dating site for singles over 50. It's easy to use and can help you find a partner to share in a new activity you've been wanting to try. Take a walk or just meet someone new. Check it out. Start for free today. Go to ourtime.com. That's ourtime.com. Start for free at ourtime.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
It's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Hey, a reminder that coming up this morning at 9 o'clock, right after the program, we're going to have a town hall with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond on our Zoom account. So if you would like the link to join us in our Zoom town hall meeting, you can ask whatever you would like to ask, one-on-one, face-to-face with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond. Well, on Zoom, that is. Just text the word town hall, all one word, town hall, to 239-479-5592. Text the word town hall, one word, to 239-479-5592, and we'll send you a link so you can join us coming up this morning. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart's going to join us in a few more minutes. And also coming up more on the grand jury in Kentucky that indicted a single police officer in the shooting of Breonna Taylor. We'll give you more details on that. And why is the media still continuing to say a no-knock warrant when it wasn't?
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
1 hour air conditioning and heating, always on time, or you don't pay a dime. Please visit us at www.onehourairnaples.com or call 844-1HOUR.
Home is truly where the heart is. To protect it, you need top quality roofing installed by experts. That's why we chose CFS Roofing Services. Owner David Crowther has nearly 4 decades of experience. Now my home's weather-tight and beautifully resilient.
CFS Roofing Services, where your home matters most. Visit cfsroofing.com or call 239-561-2600. I'm David Crowther, and I approve this message.
True relief for back and neck pain. Here at Johnston Spinal Care 596 Back, we focus on back and neck related conditions like stenosis, sciatica, neuropathy, and bulging discs that can cause weakness, numbness, or pain. Being an innovator in non-surgical techniques, I have developed unique and extremely effective spinal decompression protocols for overcoming these chronic and debilitating conditions that don't involve any medications or surgery. This 3-step VAX-D spinal decompression approach uses a patented computerized table that decompresses the spine to gently remove pressure off pinched nerves and increase blood circulation to the area. For young or old, and so comfortable that most patients almost fall asleep while on the table. No hanging upside down. With this award-winning technology, back and neck pain can be a thing of the past. We always offer a no-obligation consultation and free x-rays to see if you're a candidate. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK. 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right, loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice, just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand bar for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
Attention SSI and other federal benefit recipients. If you did not file a tax return last year and have children under 17, you must act now to get the $500 economic impact payment per child this year. You must provide the IRS your child's information by September 30th. Go to irs.gov and use the non-filer tool by September 30th. That's irs.gov. This message produced at U.S. taxpayer expense.
This Wink News Break is sponsored by Cornerstone Builders. Give us the opportunity to wow you.
Now, this is a Wink News Update.
I'm Therese O'Shea with Wink News. Florida Congressman Vern Buchanan wants all seniors enrolled in Medicare to get a vaccine for free. Medicare does not typically cover drugs approved under emergency use designation, which would include a coronavirus vaccine. Buchanan urged the Trump administration to intervene and provide coverage. 8 more FGCU students test positive for coronavirus since school started on August 17th. They've had 80 new cases of the virus since the start of the year. The university announced its graduation in December is now virtual due to the pandemic. If you have issues with vacation rentals, the city of Marco Island wants to hear from you. They're hosting a virtual community meeting on rentals. It's set for Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. The input the city gets will be part of a report and recommendations that'll be presented in the beginning of October. Today, we could learn if the Army Corps of Engineers plans to send more water from Lake Okeechobee to our area. They're hosting a meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss their plan to regulate the lake levels. The owner of a home construction company now faces charges for ripping off more than 50 clients. The state's charged Matthew Harden and Stephen Dukes with scheming to defraud and misapplication of construction funds. They're accused of taking the money and leaving half-built homes behind. Detectives have not yet arrested them. A mask mandate extended through November 2nd. The Punta Gorda City Council made the decision Wednesday. Masks are required in all public indoor areas with some exceptions. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News Now.
Wink News Traffic.
The crash on Everglades Boulevard and 52nd Avenue Northeast is slowing traffic for 1 mile heading southbound towards Oilwell Road. But good news, there's a way to navigate around it. Hop on Immokalee Road. It's fully up to speed if you're heading south towards Oilwell. Also, the traffic on the interstate is fully up to speed for right now. That's great news heading to and from Lee and Collier County. Unfortunately, traffic continues to slow down on 82 all the way from Jaguar to Gunnery Road, just backed up right now. Lee Boulevard is going to be your fastest option because traffic's also delayed on 23rd between Sunshine and Gunnery Road. That's your up-to-the-minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, the transitional day as greater humidity is set to return, and that also will bring in a chance for some spotty rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. It's also going to feel hotter, upper 80s, lower 90s, with our heat index flirting with 100. More solid rain chances scattered across our area for Friday and the weekend. Upper 80s and lower 90s with more rain chances as we kick off next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Drew Steele in the morning and Trey Radel in the afternoon. 2 doses of what cures liberalism. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
You want a new look for your kitchen, but you really dread the thought of subjecting your home and family to the mess and fuss created by weeks of remodeling? Cornerstone Builders has the solution. They can give your kitchen an entirely new look in a matter of days, not weeks. Stand by for the phone number to schedule your free in-home consultation. Cornerstone will save you a lot of time and thousands of dollars with a custom kitchen reface. This 4-step process includes 15 cabinet doors, 5 drawer fronts, and includes relaminating your cabinet exteriors, plus new hinges and new knobs or handles. Best part? The price. Just $38.20 for a beautiful thermofoil reface or $78.20 for maple wood reface. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation. 239-332-3020. That's 332-3020. 239-332-3020. Cornerstone Builders in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, Naples, and Marco Island. With 30 years and 22,000 satisfied customers. You know they're gonna wow you.
Hey, this is Papa with Casey, Carrie, and Cody. And as most of you know, when Irma hit in September of 2017, thousands of people tried unsuccessfully to call a roofing company. But all the roofers were so overwhelmed they could not handle or even answer those calls. Now here we are, almost 3 years later, and many of those same people are still waiting to have their roofs repaired. So, we are implementing our proactive list. If you want to be on our list, call me for our free tolerance inspection. Once we inspect your roof, you will be on the proactive list. If or when the next storm hits, you will have no need to call any roofer because we will be calling you automatically to see if you need help. We can offer emergency repairs and tarp service or whatever your roof requires. Call Papa now for our free tolerance inspection, 945-2700. We believe it's wise to be proactive and it costs you nothing to join our list. Call Papa for our free tolerance inspection at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License number CCC 1331790.
One thing we've all learned from this devastating pandemic is that preparedness provides protection. Hurricane forecasters are calling for an above-average season this year. So now is the time to take steps to protect your home from Mother Nature's worst. Hi, I'm Keith from Storm Shield. Our mission at Storm Shield is to provide the very best storm protection available and to make the process as easy as possible. Don't take it from me, though. Listen to what our customers say or check out our testimonials online at stormshieldSWFL.com.
Yes, my name is Dwayne Channel. Storm Shield Windows, they were the only company that had the hurricane windows that we were looking for. Our best decision we made was purchasing Storm Shield windows.
Storm Shield's windows and doors reduce the exterior noise by up to 80%, and our clients typically see an average energy savings of 40%. Why choose Storm Shield? Because everyone deserves the best. Call us today at 239-491-7002 or visit stormshieldswfl.com.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steve.
Cause of a free Cuba, the cause of a free Venezuela, of a free Nicaragua, of a free hemisphere has never had a stronger ally, a stronger leader than this president. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you.
Mario Diaz-Balart, Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart, yesterday, along with the president, and what a moment that was. There in delivering remarks in honor of the Bay of Pigs veterans, and Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart joining us right now on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. First of all, good morning. It's been a while. How are you?
I'm doing great, sir. How are you?
I'm fantastic.
Thank God. Thank God. Look, it was a very special moment recognizing these heroes, these true patriots. And I will tell you, and this is something that only President Trump does, is I was not scheduled to speak. I was not on the program. I was just sitting there in the audience. And then he asked me to come up, and this is in the East Room in the White House. And I will admit to you, Drew, that it's a little bit different when you're just sitting there in the East Room in the White House and you're asked to speak than if you're asked to speak in most places. It's a little bit of pressure. And I wish I would have had 15 seconds to prepare. But anyways, it was a wonderful moment, and what I said came from the heart.
And that came out and came across certainly. But I think that's what it is. That is so important is what maybe people on the outside, maybe people who talk about the politics of the state of Florida, let's say, and Cuban Americans and how flippant they are, and how it's just it's the politics, it's South Florida, it's generations that have passed, and yet what they don't realize is exactly what you said. is that it doesn't end. It doesn't stop. It's not over, this fight, this continuous fight for freedom, and how we are now seeing things in this country that are taking place that you can talk about specifically, that I think that there are many people in our area here, Southwest Florida and South Florida and across the country, that recognize some of the things that are happening on our streets, and they don't like what they see.
Absolutely. Ronald Reagan, to paraphrase him, said that you can never say that you won in the cause of freedom, that it's over, that the battle is finished. It's never finished. You have to always protect freedom. And you're absolutely right. I mean, what we're seeing in our country, and we're seeing it around the world. We've been seeing it around the world, and it's not a disorganized. It's an organized, methodical, funded, attack. And what you're seeing here is you're seeing folks trained by Marxists. They're trained by Marxists, and they've said this publicly themselves, who are through violent means taking over streets, burning and looting, trying to systematically change the United States organically. And so when you're talking about eliminating defunding police departments, when you're talking about taking over, and demonstrations are, and I think you would agree with this, demonstrations are part of our DNA. That's positive.
Right.
But there's a huge difference between peaceful demonstrations and what we are seeing in our streets and this movement, anti-law enforcement, anti-rule of law, by the way. When you're seeing people going out there and tearing down monuments, not going to the local authorities, to the elected officials, and presenting a case as to why a monument should be moved. That's perfectly legit. No, just taking it in their own hands, tearing down monuments, destroying private property, and we're actually seeing even worse. We're seeing murder. That is not; those are not demonstrations. And when you see, for example, when you hear the candidate of the other major party publicly saying he's going to be the most progressive, if elected, the most progressive president in history. You know what that term means?
Yeah.
That's exactly the same term. So I'm not accusing. It's exactly the same term that Maduro in Venezuela calls himself, that Castro called himself. And so either you have to say that the guy is totally an idiot, has no idea what he's talking about, and some people say that, but I would argue that when somebody calls themselves either a progressive or a socialist or a Marxist, or if they call themselves a fascist or an anarchist, you have to take it very seriously.
Yeah, and because they mean it. They mean he knows what he's saying, and so does the party. They all know. And I'll say something quickly before we move on. And if you want to comment on this, it's up to you. But I will say this for me personally. This is where I get frustrated with some individuals, and I won't name names. I'll just say people who maybe dislike this president for whatever reason, and then decide that their choice is going to be to vote for Joe Biden as a quote, maybe as their protest vote. Then they should understand what they're voting for. It's not. That to me is a problem, because just like you articulated there, is that we know who they are. We know what Democrats want to do. We know what former Vice President Joe Biden would do if he was president of the United States. So to support him because you may have a problem with the way the president tweets or something like that that's a bad plan. That's a really bad plan.
Drew, you mentioned something that I think is really, really important. Yeah. Let's remember that in this hemisphere, not too long ago, 20 years ago, Venezuela was a democratic country with a long history of democracy, the wealthiest country in South America and Latin America.
Yeah.
And that dictatorship that is still there and has destroyed it, by the way, that's socialist, or they call themselves progressives, they call themselves socialists.
Yeah.
That dictatorship got there through a democratic process originally. Chavez originally was elected, and it was elected precisely on a protest vote. And yes, there were issues, and yes, there were problems, and people didn't like the candidates, and so they elected Chavez. Then we saw what progressively started happening. This is not in a banana republic. This is not in a place that doesn't know how to deal with democracy. This was in the richest country, the largest oil reserves in the planet, with a long democratic transition. Look at Venezuela now. And if folks think it cannot happen here, it only happens when people think it cannot happen here.
Yeah.
And that's what happened in Cuba. That's what happened in Venezuela. And you go back through history. And I'm not comparing, okay? Because I don't want people to say, oh, he's no. But look at Germany. Germany, you're talking about Germans. It's, one of the most sophisticated peoples, educated people in the world. Hitler got there through a democratic process originally. And so we can never say it cannot happen here. We have to protect our freedoms. And again, I'm not saying, obviously, and I want to make sure I'm very clear, I'm not accusing Mr. Biden of being a fascist or anything else. But he himself has said that if elected, he will be the most progressive president in history. Look at what that word means and look at others that have said that and that consider themselves progressives, and it should scare the heck out of all of us.
Yeah. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. I have some people that are texting me right now, and they're asking something that I was thinking about. It was on my mind before we went to the call, and it's what is happening right now in Venezuela? What are we doing? What can we do? Is there anything that is happening right now? There are people that certainly know what's been going on there in the country and the frustrations that many have. Is there news? Is there anything happening?
Yeah, you have a situation where again, this dictatorship, which is, by the way, helped, assisted in every possible way, including with thousands of military and of intelligence folks from Cuba, are trying to survive. They're trying to survive at the end. They're hoping that Trump loses the election and that Biden gets elected. And so everything they're doing is just to try to survive the next few months. And because they're convinced that if that regime, that anti-American narco-terrorist regime, friends of all of the rogue regimes in the world, Iran, Russia, China, Cuba, North Korea, you name it, they're convinced that if Biden gets elected, that, as Biden has said, that the United States will go back to its previous policy of helping, of assisting, of funding, right, of legitimizing anti-American regimes around the planet, like they did to the Venezuelan one, like they did to the Cuban one. By the way, like the Biden-Obama administration did the reset with Russia, how they went out of their way to help, to legitimize, to excuse the Russian, which I would say is a dictatorship as well. So that's what they're doing. In the meantime, this administration, President Trump's administration, continues to increase pressure, not only directly to the regime, but also on its allies around the world. I am convinced, I am absolutely convinced, and I don't say this lightly, that the dictatorship in Venezuela, the dictatorship in Nicaragua, and the dictatorship in Cuba, those do not survive another 4 years of Donald Trump in the White House.
And they know it, like you said. And I think that needs to probably be articulated more by many people. You won't get it from the media. You won't get it from Democrats. But if you know that they are waiting and hopeful that Donald Trump will not be reelected, and then you look at some of the other countries who might like to see Joe Biden as president of the United States and are hoping for the same, you might ask yourself why, and then you've just laid it out. So that tells you what kind of policies, that tells you everything you need to know about what you can expect about a Joe Biden presidency. And Democrats
and the Iranians are doing the same thing. Yeah. The Iranian mullahs are doing the same thing, and so it's not. But let's also talk about something else.
Yeah.
Again, the last thing we need now. We had the strongest economy in the planet before this Chinese virus, right? And again, there is somebody to blame, and that's the Chinese regime. Yeah. And it's starting to come back now. despite the fact that we still have a long way to go, it's starting to come back in a real way. And by the way, what we're seeing with this administration is the largest scientific mobilization since the Apollo program. All of government, all of the private sector involved, which is why we are going to see in short order multiple vaccines and cures. But the last thing we need right now is to increase taxes on the American people. And Mr. Biden has already said that he is going to do that.
Yeah.
It will destroy this economy. Again, what is at stake? This is the most important election, not in our generation, not in one generation or two generations. I think this is the most important election since the Civil War.
Yeah, in this country, yeah, I think I would agree with you there. All right, Congressman, we've got to run. I'm looking at the time. I always appreciate a few minutes. We have to do this again soon. Congressman Mario Diaz-Balart joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. All right, sir. We'll see you soon, okay? All the best.
Thank you, sir.
All right. 239-479-5592. There it is. Time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge. Hey, how did I do that? 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD. Call now. 239-479-5592. Caller number, let's do 5. Caller number 5 will play Drew's College next. Let's find out what's happening with traffic up to the minute. Here's Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow heading onto that Midpoint Bridge and over the bridge. You know this. It's an area to really avoid right now. If you want a faster option, stick to the Cape Coral Bridge. Also, delays on the Daniels Extension heading westbound towards Gateway. Keep this in mind as you're heading out of Lehigh. Unfortunately, the traffic is not easing on 82. All the way from Alabama towards Gunnery Road, it's just slammed. Lee Boulevard will be a faster option. And traffic congested on 82 heading east towards 29 for about a half mile. The trip to the minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
91 degrees for this afternoon. It will be hotter with also a return to rain chances. Spotty showers and storms are possible with sunshine and clouds increasing as we hit this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
Serving up a tray load of truth today on 92.5 Fox News. News and smart views.
People often ask me, how did you grow my shower door so big and so fast? But the answer is, we didn't. What we did is we took our family business, we hired great talent, trained our staff, and developed our product. Now, after 17 years, my shower door has 8 frameless shower door showrooms, with our newest in Cape Coral. If you're looking for a frameless shower door company that you can trust and research, and you want to see more, go to myshowerdor.com.
You may not know it, but male performance during intimate moments requires proper blood flow, which only gets worse with age. The result? All men experience some level of performance issues over time, from decreased firmness all the way to chronic ED. At Metro Men's Health, our goal is to provide you with the most effective treatment for performance issues. Years ago, we used to use the same technology as other clinics, but didn't settle for one-size-fits-all treatments or outdated wave technology. Should you? We've developed new patent-pending technology called Linear Piezo Energy Protocol, allowing us to create treatment plans specifically to you. We've helped thousands of men achieve consistent, longer-lasting results, and those results can be yours, too. Your condition will only get worse with time. Don't wait. Call Metro Men's Health to schedule your evaluation at 239-599-9900, 239-599-9900, or visit us at metromenshealth.com.
At 1 Hour Air Conditioning and Heating, our comfort specialists can handle any AC repair. Just call 855-1-HOUR or visit onehourair.com.
Always on time or you don't pay time.
Independently owned and operated, licensed in their respective state or county.
We believe in better. A better way to invest, a better way to serve you, and a better result. We can help you determine how much risk you're taking, red flags that could be potential problems for you, how much you're paying in fees or commissions, potential tax liability, or even how to address Social Security.
Tune into WealthWorks Radio with Eric Carney, Saturdays at 6 a.m., Sundays at 9 a.m., right here on 92.5 Fox News Radio.
Hope PACE is a comprehensive health and wellness program designed for seniors who want to get care in the comfort of their own home.
With their help, you may be able to avoid unnecessary visits to the hospital or emergency room. Hope Pays provides all-inclusive medical care, transportation, and support by phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Call 239-985-2499 or visit hopepace.org. That's 239-985-2499 or hopepace.org.
Drew's College of Political Knowledge is presented by France Eye Care. Better vision, better life.
Attention, class. It's time for Drew's College of Political Knowledge.
It's Drew's College.
All right, let's go to Sean in Cape Coral. Sean wants to play. Hello, Sean. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing wonderful. Happy to be on.
Well, I'm happy to have you. It's Drew's College of Political Knowledge. 4 questions on politics. The more you get right, the higher the degree. We'll see if you earn a PhD and your associate's degree question. Sean starts right now. Hey, Sean, who was the vice president of the United States in the year 2010? 2010.
In 2010, that would be Joe Biden.
That is correct, sir. All right, you got a associate's. We'll see if you get a bachelor's degree on this question. The 3 branches of government. Go.
Executive, legislative, and judicial.
That is correct. All right, you got a bachelor's. We'll see if you get a master's degree on this question. During the Cold War, what was the main concern of the United States? When you hear Cold War, what was the main concern? What was it all about?
I would say communism in the Soviet Union.
Yeah, that is correct. You would say that properly and correctly and such. All right, so you got a master's. We'll see if you get a PhD on this question. In 1865, Abraham Lincoln's assassin was surrounded by federal troops. He was shot and killed. Do you remember the name of Abraham Lincoln's assassin?
Oh, yeah, John Wilkes Booth.
Yeah, come on, yeah, that's just like that. That is
going to be like where I thought it was going to be slightly,
Yeah,
like where he shot at her.
What brand of shoe was he wearing? No, it wasn't like that. Yeah, that's. I mean, everybody knows it was. No, never mind. I shouldn't even say this. It'd be wrong to even do that. All right, hey, congratulations, Sean. You got yourself a PhD today on Drew's College, so a job well done by you.
I don't have to go to university anymore.
Yeah, you're done. You're done. Anything you need to know, I've already taught. And, maybe what we should do is we should do some, like, extra credit after classes. Maybe some days during the week we'll do some kind of Zoom meeting where we'll just get people together and I'll do, like, a little Drew's College off the air. And that's too much. Too much. All right, Sean, stay there.
Absolutely.
Don't go anywhere. You get to talk to Jake. Hold on. Stay right there. All right. Hey, speaking of Zoom meetings, don't forget we have a Zoom meeting right after the show, 9 a.m. today with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond, a Zoom town hall. Text the word town hall, one word, to 239-479-5592 for your invite.
Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
The corona pandemic and crushing stock market have many Americans worried. Is a recession on the way? Don't let fear take over your emotion. Join me, Alfie Townsend, for Saving the Investor radio show this Saturday at 9 a.m., planning for retirement in a turbulent world.
The team at Best Home Services understands that this is a time of much uncertainty and much unknown. With this uncertainty comes feelings of fear and panic. Please know that we are here for you today, tomorrow, and into the future as we move forward together, safely and comfortably. We are all in this together, and as stewards of our community, we promise to continue to provide you the services needed to keep you and your family safe. You are not alone. Best Home Services, our family protecting your family.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana Kia.
Why? Why pay more for a used car or truck? Model year-end sales event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana Kia.
Model model year in sales event going on now at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com.
24-month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 due at sign plus tax, tag title, dealer and acquisition fee, 0 security deposit with lender approval, expires month end.
When you went car shopping, you meant business. You aced vehicle history searches and test drives. Now you've got your wheels. If you manage that, you can get your retirement plan on track. Visiting aceyourretirement.org can help. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
92.5 WFSX Estero. It's 8 o'clock on Southwest Florida's news and talk station, 92.5 Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by CFS Roofing. Online at cfsroofing.com.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Therese O'Shea with Wink News. Florida Congressman Vern Buchanan wants all seniors enrolled in Medicare to get a vaccine for free. Medicare does not typically cover drugs approved under emergency use designation, which would include a coronavirus vaccine. Buchanan urged the Trump administration to intervene and provide coverage. 8 more FGCU students test positive for coronavirus since school started on August 17th. They've had 80 new cases of the virus since the start of the year. The university announced its graduation in December is now virtual due to the pandemic. If you have issues with vacation rentals, the city of Marco Island wants to hear from you. They're hosting a virtual community meeting on rentals. It's set for Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. The input the city gets will be part of a report and recommendations that'll be presented in the beginning of October. Today, we could learn if the Army Corps of Engineers plans to send more water from Lake Okeechobee to our area. They're hosting a meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss their plan to regulate the lake levels. The owner of a home construction company now faces charges for ripping off more than 50 clients. The state's charged Matthew Harden and Stephen Dukes with scheming to defraud and misapplication of construction funds. They're accused of taking the money and leaving half-built homes behind. Detectives have not yet arrested them. A mask mandate extended through November 2nd. The Punta Gorda City Council made the decision Wednesday. Masks are required in all public indoor areas with some exceptions. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is very slow heading onto that Midpoint Bridge and over the bridge. You know this. It's an area to really avoid right now. If you want a faster option, stick to the Cape Coral Bridge. Also, delays on the Daniels extension heading westbound towards Gateway. Keep this in mind as you're heading out of Lehigh. Unfortunately, the traffic is not easing on 82. All the way from Alabama towards Gunnery Road, it's just slammed. Lee Boulevard will be a faster option. And traffic congested on 82 heading east towards 29 for about a half mile. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, the transitional day as greater humidity is set to return, and that also will bring in a chance for some spotty rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. It's also going to feel hotter, upper 80s, lower 90s, with our heat index flirting with 100. More solid rain chances scattered across our area for Friday and the weekend. Upper 80s and lower 90s with more rain chances as we kick off next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News.
We are going to make America great again.
Right, all along.
Sometimes in business, the unexpected comes calling. But even in, I'm going to say it, unprecedented times, don't bounce back. Bounce forward with Comcast Business. Bounce forward fast with internet speeds up to a gig, with the flexibility to update your bandwidth in just a few clicks, and with security solutions that help keep your connected devices protected. Be fast, be flexible, be ready for what's next, and bounce forward. Help your business to bounce forward with this amazing offer. Get a powerful and reliable internet and voice solution from Comcast Business, starting at $35 each a month for 24 months for 2 years when you buy both. Call 1-800-501-6000 or go to ComcastBusiness.com today to find out more. Offer ends 10/21/2020. Restrictions apply. Limited to new Comcast Business 35 megabits per second internet and one voice mobility customers. Early termination fee applies. Enrollment in EcoBill and autopay required. Equipment installation taxes and fees extra. Subject to change.
I'm Harvey Massey. Think about this for a moment. Pest control involves applying pesticides inside your home, whether needed or not. At Massey Services, we just don't do that. We prevent pests from getting inside your home so we won't have to control them later. Why settle for pest control when you can trust Massey's pest prevention? It's guaranteed or your money back. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Pool need a checkup? Call the doctor, the pool doctor.
Hi, Dr. Mark here. Do the math. Taking care of your pool is probably not a good use of your time and money. Free $50 Bonefish gift certificates when you sign up for one of our award-winning weekly service plans. We're a family company, and for over 40 years, we've been doing business right.
The prescription is the pool doctor for award-winning pool service, repairs, and unheard of $39 diagnostic calls. That's mypooldoctor.com or 239-574-1133. State certified CPC 057088.
Hey, this is Papa, reporting that we're still getting a lot of calls from homeowners who were told they needed a new re-roof after Irma. Most of these folks had a few broken tiles that are obsolete. Our company has 2 warehouses filled with the older obsolete tiles that have never been used. If you think that you may not need a new re-roof, but only need to replace some obsolete tile, please call me for our free tile roof inspection. We may be able to repair and seal your roof to make it look new and beautiful, a lot cheaper than replacing the entire roof. If you call me for our free inspection, we'll place you on our proactive list. And in the event of another hurricane, you won't have to go searching for a contractor because we will automatically call you to see if you need assistance. Let me show you how we can clean and seal and protect your roof, pavers, and pool decks. On behalf of my sons, Casey, Carrie, and Cody, call us at 945-2700. That's 945-2700, area code 239-945-2700. License CCC 133-1790. We're open 24/7, and you can call us right now for a free tile roof inspection.
At Fisher Investments, we do things differently, and other money managers don't understand why.
Because our way works great for us.
But it may not work for your clients. That's why Fisher Investments is a fiduciary, obligated to put clients first. It's the highest standard for a financial advisor.
So, what do you provide? Cookie-cutter portfolios like the rest of us?
No cookie-cutter portfolios here. Fisher Investments tailors portfolios to meet each client's goals and needs.
But you do sell investments that earn you high commissions, right? And make commissions when you make trades for your clients?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trades.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement, we're clearly different. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments, clearly different money management.
Investments in securities involve the risk of loss.
From 92.5 Fox News.
It's the stuff Southwest Florida is talking about.
It's Daybreak. Now, here's the guy at the epicenter of what's important to those of us who live in Southwest Florida. Drew Steele.
Well, good morning, Southwest Florida. Glad you're here. 239-479-5592, the talk and text line, streaming live on YouTube anytime you want to watch at Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. We do appreciate that you watch and subscribe. It helps to keep us going. We had a press conference yesterday. The Attorney General from the state of Kentucky, Daniel Cameron, explaining the Louisville grand jury's decision to indict only a single officer as a result of the March incident that left Breonna Taylor dead. The protests, the rioting that is happening out on the streets. My concern, and I'm going to talk to Cully Stimson right now, who's a senior legal fellow and manager, National Security Law Program at the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org, a fantastic website. It's been too long. Cully Stimson, it's Drew Steele. How are you, sir?
I'm great. I really appreciate you having me.
Oh, well, I appreciate you being on with us this morning. And, you know, I was getting ready to say that my concern in all of this is that there are people who are talking about the need for justice. And justice, I assume, is a justice system that is allowing for the case in front of them to be laid out, the facts, the evidence, all the data, everything that is needed in order to present a case to a grand jury, show what is there, and then make a decision based on the evidence. It almost appears as if it's sometimes the opposite. It is the mob says, this is what justice looks like, and we don't care about the other stuff you just said. Am I off base here?
No, you're not. Look, sadly, there are people in this country who believe that the entire criminal justice system is infected with systemic racism. Police are all bad and murderers. Prosecutors need to go away and be replaced by criminal defense attorneys. and on and on and on. And essentially, they want an outcome-driven system that won't be justice. And here, facts matter. There are actual facts. And I have been in front of the grand jury as a prosecutor when I prosecuted homicides at the state level and as an assistant U.S. attorney. And I'd be happy to take your viewers inside of the grand jury to tell them how it really works. But the bottom line is you present all of the facts, good, bad, and ugly, to the grand jury. They weigh potential charges. They weighed charges against Detectives Mattingly and Cosgrove. Cosgrove's gun is the one who shot the gun who killed Breonna Taylor, sadly.
Right.
But when they find out that the boyfriend, Kenneth Walker, shot at the cops first and hit one of them in the leg, they declined to file murder charges against Cosgrove or Mattingly. And so, I mean, facts matter in these cases, and they want an outcome-driven. They want an outcome. They don't care about the facts.
Right, and that was the point I was trying to make, and what I am concerned about, because this isn't going to change for some groups who are looking to do things like find new creative ways of policing, which to me is ridiculous on its face, just to be talking that way, and especially when we know what they want to do, as opposed to an article that I'm going to talk about in a minute that you had with John Malcolm, Reform in Policing, what makes sense and what doesn't. We're going to get to that in just a second. But with the Breonna Taylor case, the other thing, too, is no-knock warrants. We hear about no-knock warrants constantly. We're constantly hearing today about how there was a no-knock warrant until you find out that when the case is presented, we see that the officers did present themselves, did quite the opposite of what a no-knock warrant describes. And for people that don't know what that means, maybe explain what a no-knock warrant is and why in an officer's case it would be something that is significant in order to, well, not only be able to apprehend someone, but to keep the officer safe.
Yeah. So, of course, Black Lives Matter, the Marxist group, has peddled this notion for a year that this was a no-knock warrant, stirring the pot, when in fact it just was not true. This was a knock and announce warrant. No-knock warrants have a bad name, but they shouldn't. No-knock warrants exist in limited circumstances when a police department, through intelligence they've gathered, sometimes it's wrong, by the way, but through intelligence they've gathered, think that there is a drug thug, a drug peddler, a drug distributor with guns usually in a place, and that if they knocked and announced, the drugs would either be flushed down the toilet or disposed of, so-called evanescent evidence, as they say in the lawyer world, or that they'll get shot.
Right.
And so that it inures to their benefit to bust the door down, take the bad guys down when they're asleep, no one gets hurt, and the drugs are preserved for prosecution. The knock and announce warrant is the same thing that you see on most TV, cop shows, where they knock on the door, police open up the door, and hopefully the people inside are law-abiding. They open up the door. How can I help you, officer? But this was a knock and announce warrant. It was at nighttime. Mr. Walker, the boyfriend, apparently didn't hear the knocking. A neighbor heard it, and a neighbor testified in the grand jury that, I heard the police announce themselves, and I heard them knocking on the door. And that was the corroborating evidence so that it rebuts this notion that the cops executed a no-knock warrant. They just lied to the grand jury when there's an independent witness who said, no, they knocked and they announced.
Right.
So that's the difference.
Yeah. And safe to say, like I just brought up, the fact that if you are an officer, imagine if you are going to knock and announce, you don't know what's on the other side of that door and what kind of action that individual will take. And in certain circumstances where you do have somebody that you may have reasonable suspicion to believe that they would take a very harsh action, like shoot through the door, that it would be a situation that would be one where not only would the officer be safe, but the person being apprehended would as well. And I think that's something that people have to recognize.
Right, right. And look, having prosecuted a lot of different cases, and I've been a criminal defense attorney. I fought the government as well. the most dangerous calls that cops roll out on are domestic violence calls. They'll tell you that. Everywhere I've been a lawyer, they'll tell you that because things are heated, it's volatile. But drug cases also are volatile. And when you surveil a situation for over a period of time and you know that they have automatic or semi-automatic weapons and they're involved in the drug trade, you know it's not going to be like a Mary Kay visit at a house. You know that the potential for violence is big time. And so in appropriate circumstances, you do a no-knock warrant.
Yeah. Charles Cully Stimson joining us on Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. He's a senior legal fellow and manager National Security Law Program at the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org, a great website. And, when we talk about policing and this idea of reform, and we're going to constantly hear about this and this defunding of the police, which is really dismantling police departments and the idea of reimagining policing, which I can only imagine the reimagining. And sometimes we don't have to reimagine because we're told what the reimagining is. And then we imagine a place that's not going to be very safe because of your reimagining. Hope all of that made sense. I felt like it all did, and it encompassed into the craziness that it is to me. But you've talked about reform in policing, what makes sense and what doesn't in this article back in June. Can you talk a little bit about that? Because people are going to say now, well, hold on. There are going to be instances where no-knock warrants, like we just described, are going to be something that is needed. But people are going to be calling for the reform of that. Kamala Harris was calling for this reform. So what is it that would make sense and what doesn't?
Of course, she never said a boo about that when she was the DA in San Francisco.
Yeah, well, there's that part.
To me, political opportunism.
Yeah.
Look, the fact is that police departments, and there's over 12,000 of them. I've read in other areas, not the article we wrote, is that there's up to 18,000 different police departments around the country. So there's not one so-called criminal justice system. There's a lot of components to it. And number two, police departments have been reforming and are in the process of reforming, just like radio hosts and journalists and military men and women and others are constantly engaged in training to better their craft. So this idea that they've just stopped reforming, they don't reform, is just silly. Third, obviously, in today's society, prosecutors work with police departments. They go to trainings. Police departments go to other trainings. They listen in progressive cities to the defense bar like they should. Because when I was a defense lawyer, I gave suggestions to the prosecution and the police of how to try a case better or how they stamped on my client's rights. And they had to listen because I was right. And so it's not a monolithic one-way discussion. The bench, the judges, curtail excesses by suppressing evidence, and police learn about that, and they try not to commit that mistake again. There's also the fact that this idea that the police are running around wantonly and willingly and systemically killing black people is just belied by the facts. That is not true. BLM and the agitators want you to believe that the police are all racist and they're running around murdering black people. That's just not true. If it was true, I would be outraged. You should be outraged. Everyone would be outraged. This is 2020. They don't do that. So we lay out the statistics in our article about this very infinitesimal number of people who are killed by police. Look, we give police extraordinary power for a good reason. We want the laws enforced. So we give them good training. We give them a weapon. We have rules of engagement for their limited use of that weapon under appropriate circumstances. And when they cross the line, like the officer did in the George Floyd, we hold them accountable criminally, as we should. And so there is another thing, and this is similar to what happens in the education world. The union for the police is very strong. And I understand why, because they want a good pension and they earn their retirement, et cetera. But some of those rules protect officers who step over the line. And it's very difficult to sometimes, depending on the union rules, hold some officers accountable or get them fired, just like it is hard to fire a civil servant who is an underperformer or a bad performer. And so I think that there are areas where it's ripe for reform in civil service reform and police union reform. I think that maybe an upper level of scrutiny by bosses or bosses of bosses for no-knock warrants is appropriate if they're being abused. But this idea that the system is systemically racist is insulting. It is not true. And the defund movement is not even worth talking about it because it leads to chaos and anarchy.
Right.
And, of course, that's what some on the left really want.
Yeah, exactly. I would encourage you to go to heritage.org and read this article, Reform in Policing, What Makes Sense and What Doesn't. John Malcolm and our guest, Charles Cully Stimson, the commentary, the authors of this article, I would encourage you to read. He is a senior legal fellow and manager, National Security Law Program at the Heritage Foundation, heritage.org. I appreciate a few minutes of your time. Thanks so much, and hopefully we'll get a chance to do this again. All the best.
It's always a pleasure. Thanks. Appreciate it.
239-479-5592. Let's find out what's happening with traffic right now. Up to the minute, here is Sabrina Katz.
Traffic is very slow heading onto that Midpoint Bridge and over the bridge. You know this. It's an area to really avoid right now. If you want a faster option, stick to the Cape Coral Bridge. Also, delays on the Daniels Extension heading westbound towards Gateway. Keep this in mind as you're heading out of Lehigh. Unfortunately, the traffic is not easing on 82. All the way from Alabama towards Gunnery Road, it's just slammed. Lee Boulevard will be a faster option. And traffic congested on 82 heading east towards 29 for about a half mile. That's your up to the minute traffic. I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News next.
Wink Weather Authority.
91 degrees for this afternoon. It will be hotter with also a return to rain chances. Spotty showers and storms are possible with sunshine and clouds increasing as we hit this afternoon and this evening. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
92.5 Fox News, making Southwest Florida great every day. 92.5 Fox News.
This is a scam by the Democrat.
Trump versus Biden, round one, is set for Tuesday.
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Hey, it's Drew Steele. Follow this and all of the presidential debates brought to you by the Floormeisters in Naples, where smart shoppers cast their vote for quality flooring every day.
All men and women created by you know the thing. Make America great again.
Trump versus Biden, round one, only on 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
And now a word from Dr. Johnston at 596-BACK.
Across the country, there has been a major increase in the number of back and neck pain cases. Most researchers attribute it to a decrease in the amount of activity people have been getting. This leads to pinched or compressed spinal nerves. These same nerves go down into people's legs and arms. I've especially noticed this among those with stenosis, arthritis, or bulging herniated discs. This pain, weakness, or numbness should not be ignored. Action needs to be taken. If you suffer from one of these conditions, or even scoliosis or neuropathy, it's important to get your condition correctly diagnosed and treated. At Johnston Spinal Care, we treat these conditions non-surgically, without needles or medications, using spinal decompression, completely safe and painless. Call today for a no-charge telephone consultation or MRI review. Johnston Spinal Care. We're here for you. Call 596-BACK, 596-BACK. That's 596-2225.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning, service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
Trust means that you are reliable and honest every single day.
Trust Chris Safadi.
I want to make sure that every individual person can rely on us.
Trust Lois Tomey.
I love this community. It's something I take so much responsibility for.
Trust Jim Farrell.
My responsibility to the viewer is to be me, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to hype anything. Wink News has been trustworthy since 1954. It's earned day by day.
Weeknights on Wink News at 6.
On the next Drew Barrymore show, you are bringing it. Rosario Dawson and Retta help get the vote out. Check. Plus, time does heal. It takes a lot longer than people tell you. Real talk for women dealing with divorce. We actually have a little surprise for you. I love it. All new Drew.
Drew Barrymore, today at 3 on Wink.
Slider man, slider man. We make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider man, this is our mission to put your sliding glass door back in the top condition. Slider man, we make your patio door slide like new, slide like new. Slider man.
Call Sliderman toll free 866-594-1969.
This is 92.5 Fox News. Now, back to Daybreak with Drew Steele.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the U.S. election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. What did you get your reaction to that?
I'm not a fan of hers. And I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to need it.
Sorry. That was the president and White House press briefing yesterday. The question. Oh, boy. So the Royals don't like, I guess, Harry and Meghan, they just don't like the president, and they think you should vote for Joe Biden. Okay, let's get right on that, everybody. What do you say? Jake, let's do this, Jake. Come on now. You need to communicate with your friends and everybody that you know. Please do me a favor, okay? Let me zoom in on you here. Let's do this, all right? Let's get this done. I need you right now to get on the phone, and I need you to call everybody you know. And I need you to let them know. You can see this happening on YouTube live right now. I need you to let everybody know that if they were, yes, you got your cell phone on one hand and the phones here in the studio on the other. You need to let everybody know that do not vote for Donald Trump for president of the United States, because Meghan Markle and apparently Harry, the prince guy there, apparently said no. You vote for Joe Biden. So that's it. That's all we need to know, everybody. That was actually a good look for you, Jake. All the phones. Okay. Top 5 audio clips of the day coming up to 5 at 8:35.
This is Daybreak. 92.5 Fox News.
Plantar fasciitis feels like pointed, sharp pain, very intense. It can make your eyes water. It makes you walk funny because you're trying to get pressure off your heel. I had instability. I was so frustrated. I didn't know what to do. And I was driving past the Good Feet store. I mean, why not? Give it a try.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure they fitted me with the right thing. And so they brought out several different arch supports and gave me the opportunity to try them in shoes and walk around with them until they found the perfect ones for my feet. I had no idea that they would be that patient, and I had no idea they would be that kind. And you just knew, like, your feet just, when they got on the right ones, they were like, oh yeah. And it really did make a big difference. It made my foot not hurt. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Call 552-FEET or visit us in Naples or our newest store in Fort Myers.
Looking for a frameless shower door? My Shower Door has just opened their 8th Florida showroom, and it's conveniently located in Cape Coral. With more than 75,000 frameless shower doors installed, no one has more experience and 5-star reviews than My Shower Door. We've been named #1 by readers of the News Press and Naples News for 17 consecutive years and have just been named as Lee County's Manufacturer of the Year. Want to see more? Go to myshowerdoor.com.
For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You can count on us for great service. You can count on us to get it done. You can count on us for a price that's fair, and quality is second to none. For professional roofing, the name you need to know is D.R. Martineau. You should be driving a Kia from Galliana Kia.
Why? Why pay more for a used car or truck? Model year end sales event at Galliana Kia in Fort Myers. 2020 Kia Forte LXS lease, just $49 per month. That's right, a new car for just $49 per month. 2020 Kia Rio, just $13,990. Yes, $13,990. Worried about your credit? Don't sweat it. Galliana Kia has lenders to get almost anyone approved. Plus, we'll take any trade, in any condition, even if you're upside down. Why? Why buy an overpriced used car when you can buy a new car for less? Brand new Kias, just $49 per month.
You should be driving a Kia from Galliana Kia.
Model year end sales event going on now at Galliana Kia, 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 24-month lease, 12,000 miles per year, $39.99 to sign plus tax, title, dealer, and acquisition fee. 0 security deposit with lender approval expires month end.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. More protests expected today in Louisville, Kentucky, where there are close to 100 arrests for last night's looting and vandalism. 2 officers shot.
They are said to be in stable condition. That's the good news. And police already have 1 suspect in custody. On Wednesday, a grand jury chose not to indict any officers for Breonna Taylor's death back in March. Instead, 1 former officer was indicted on wanton endangerment.
That's Fox's Mark Meredith in Louisville. The Kentucky Attorney General says the officers who were shot at first by Taylor's boyfriend had a no-knock warrant, but they did announce themselves before entering. President Trump tweeting,
praying for the officers, and the federal government stands behind Kentucky and them. We're also hearing from Joe Biden, also on Twitter, who says violence is never and can never be the answer.
And first-time claims for jobless help coming in at 870,000. That is above the estimate, 840. Continuing claims also higher. America's listening to Fox News.
This Wink News update is presented by Stevie Tomato Sports Page in Fort Myers, Cape Coral, and Naples.
Now, this is a Wink News update.
I'm Therese O'Shea with Wink News. Florida Congressman Vern Buchanan wants all seniors enrolled in Medicare to get a vaccine for free. Medicare does not typically cover drugs approved under emergency use designation, which would include a coronavirus vaccine. Buchanan urged the Trump administration to intervene and provide coverage. 8 more FGCU students test positive for coronavirus since school started on August 17th. They've had 80 new cases of the virus since the start of the year. The university announced its graduation in December is now virtual due to the pandemic. If you have issues with vacation rentals, the city of Marco Island wants to hear from you. They're hosting a virtual community meeting on rentals. It's set for Monday from 4 to 6 p.m. The input the city gets will be part of a report and recommendations that'll be presented in the beginning of October. Today, we could learn if the Army Corps of Engineers plans to send more water from Lake Okeechobee to our area. They're hosting a meeting tomorrow afternoon to discuss their plan to regulate the lake levels. The owner of a home construction company now faces charges for ripping off more than 50 clients. The state's charged Matthew Harden and Stephen Dukes with scheming to defraud and misapplication of construction funds. They're accused of taking the money and leaving half-built homes behind. Detectives have not yet arrested them. A mask mandate extended through November 2nd. The Punta Gorda City Council made the decision Wednesday. Masks are required in all public indoor areas with some exceptions. I'm Therese O'Shea, Wink News Now.
Wink News traffic.
Traffic is very slow heading onto that Midpoint Bridge and over the bridge. You know this. It's an area to really avoid right now. If you want a faster option, stick to the Cape Coral Bridge. Also, delays on the Daniels extension heading westbound towards Gateway. Keep this in mind as you're heading out of Lehigh. Unfortunately, the traffic is not easing on 82. All the way from Alabama towards Gunnery Road, it's just slammed. Lee Boulevard will be a faster option. And traffic congested on 82 heading east towards 29 for about a half mile. The Trip to the Minute traffic, I'm Sabrina Katz. Wink News now.
Wink Weather Authority.
For today, the transitional day as greater humidity is set to return, and that also will bring in a chance for some spotty rain and storms this afternoon and this evening. It's also going to feel hotter, upper 80s, lower 90s, with our heat index flirting with 100. More solid rain chances scattered across our area for Friday and the weekend. Upper 80s and lower 90s with more rain chances as we kick off next week. With Wink News, I'm meteorologist Matt Devitt, the Weather Authority.
Wink News at the top and bottom of the hour.
More delightful than driving a convertible Bentley while wearing mink underpants. 92.5 Fox News. Right all along.
And finally, an important...
It's Big Al from Stevie Tomato's Sports Page. Do you feel American pride and want to shout, God bless America? As a son of immigrants who came through Ellis Island, I stand when the national anthem plays and get emotional thinking of those who have sacrificed for America's greatness. At Stevie's, we're filled with gratitude for our great customers and the country we live in. The firemen, police, emergency service, construction workers, and those who go about each day providing the foundation for our country. We love our customers and express our gratitude with our food, service, and value. Thankful for your dedication for what you do. And to all our great customers, show your love for this great country by going to any Stevie's. Stand at the bar and say loud and clear for all to hear, God bless America, and I'll buy you a 10-ounce beer. Restrictions apply in Cape Coral, Fort Myers, and Naples. God bless America.
Stevie Tomatoes, Sports Page. Come for the food. Stay for the sports.
Jeep Adventure Days going on now at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Lowest prices ever on over 1,500 new and certified pre-owned vehicles. All new Jeep Gladiator Overland lease, $399 per month. Grand Cherokee Limited or Ram Bighorn Crew Cab, lease for just $299 per month. That's right, loaded luxurious Grand Cherokee Limited or award-winning Ram trucks. Your choice, just $299 per month. Plus at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, you can drive payment-free for 3 months, interest-free for 6 years, and worry-free up to 100,000 miles. And our parts service and body shop are open to serve you. Jeep Adventure Days, featuring Ram Bighorn Crew Cabs and Grand Cherokee Limited for $299 per month at Galliana Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. 1/2 mile south of Daniels Parkway on US 41 in Fort Myers. Open every day, including Sunday. Call 239-481-2600. GallianaCars.com. 42 monthly, 10,000 miles per year, $32.94 due at signing plus tax title, 0 security deposit, $13.88 per month per thousand bar for 72 months, 0% APR with 0 down. Lender approval offers don't combine.
Trust. It's the rock-solid foundation of Moran Wealth Management. Over 40 years ago, they began advising clients on ways to help meet their financial goals. 4 decades later, we've helped many reach their goals of providing for themselves, their families, and future generations. CEO Tom Moran has assembled an impressive team of professionals, each committed to the same core concept. Tom is recognized by Barron's as a Hall of Fame advisor. To be named a Hall of Fame advisor, the advisor has to have been ranked by Barron's consecutively for the last 10 years in any of their rankings. Let us earn your trust. Call 239-920-4440 or visit moranwm.com. Barron's rankings are based on data provided by thousands of advisors. Factors included in the rankings were assets under management, revenue produced for the firm, regulatory record, length of service, quality of practice, and client retention. Investment products and services are offered through Wells Fargo Advisors Financial Network, LLC, WFAFN, member SIPC. Moran Wealth Management is a separate entity from WFAFN.
For the past 58 years, Conditioned Air is focused on your comfort. Today more than ever, our business community, our nonprofits, our leaders, and our citizens are relying on each other for strength. It's not a me thing, a you thing, it's a we time in our lives. Conditioned Air is here for you and here for our community. Whether you're looking for routine air conditioning, service and repair for your home, installation of a new air conditioning system in a large commercial property, or anything in between, our Conditioned Air team is eager to help. You can count on the people of Conditioned Air. We are your neighbors, parents of school children, volunteers in the communities, coworkers, consumers, and supporters of all types of businesses. We want to help you when and where you need us, at your business or in your home. Your comfort is essential. Invest wisely. Conditioned Air, the comfort people since 1962, serving all of Southwest Florida. Call 1-888-COLD-AIR or log on to conditionedair.com. License number CAC 1819590.
This is 92.5 Fox News.
All right, it's Daybreak, 92.5 Fox News. Just a reminder that coming up after the program today, we are going to have a Zoom town hall, a opportunity for you one-on-one, face-to-face, to question Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond. So whatever's on your mind, he's going to join us 9 o'clock sharp is when this will take place. If you want an invite if you would like to be part of this Zoom town hall today with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond. All you have to do is text the word town hall right now to 239-479-5592. Text the words town hall to 239-479-5592. And we will send you the invite right now. So you'll be there about a half an hour, a little less than that from now, coming up. All right, top 5 audio clips of the day. Here's the 5 at 8:35.
Drew's Top 5 at 8:35 is brought to you by Moran Wealth Management. Isn't it time to review your portfolio options? Go to moranwm.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drew's 5 at 8:35.
Number 5.
Law is not adequate to respond to a tragedy. That is quite a remarkable statement, a striking statement.
Well, listen, not only is he being intellectually dishonest about that, I find all of his remarks with regards to this whole entire press conference offensive. And let me just speak to this whole celebrity influencer thing. While they can't speak for Kentuckians, let me say this as a black woman. He does not speak for black folks. He's skin folk, but he is not kinfolk. And so just like he thinks they can't speak for Kentucky because he's up there with a black face, he does not speak for all of us. This was not a tragedy. This was a murder.
That was on MSNBC yesterday after the verdict came down from the grand jury on the Breonna Taylor case. MSNBC decides to have a former LA sergeant on to explain, and you heard what she said, and I don't even want to repeat it, how outrageous that is, about the Kentucky Attorney General and the fact that there can be no justice. The system cannot give justice the way it's supposed to. And oh, by the way, the Attorney General, David Cameron, is a black man, and that is the comment that she is making. How outrageous, and no pushback from MSNBC. It's like you could say that all day long. That's fine. Moving on.
Number 4.
So I guess my question is, I'm not a doctor, I defer to your expertise on this and to his, but so Americans hear one thing from the CDC director and another thing from you. Who are we to believe?
You're supposed to believe the science, and I'm telling you the science.
So he's not telling us science.
I'm telling you the science, and that's the answer. And if you want to look up all the data, you're free to. You can also talk to the following epidemiologists.
I guess why is he still going out before Congress and speaking if you say he's misstated today and the president said he misstated last time? Americans are looking for the best information right now.
Yeah, and I'm giving you the best information, and it's confirmed by people like Martin Kulldorff, who's a Harvard epidemiologist at Harvard Medical School. Let me finish, please. Jay Bhattacharya and Johnny Anides, both epidemiologists at Stanford. Professor Gupta, University of Oxford. These are people who know the latest data on the immunology and what's happening, and I just recited it to you.
That's Scott Atlas, Dr. Scott Atlas. He's the White House advisor on the coronavirus there at the White House press briefing yesterday, and the press is like, who are we supposed to believe? You got, we're going to have antibodies. We don't have antibodies. We have 9% of the population that is immune. We've got more than that, less than that. Nobody knows. And Dr. Atlas is like, listen, I know what's going on. I have all the information. I have epidemiologists. You heard that. And I have the science and the data and the CDC. And, let's say what you want about the CDC. I mean, it's the same CDC that said airborne transmissions is happening. It's not happening. It is. Wear a mask. Don't wear a mask. The kind of confusion. We're trying to figure all of this out. It is amazing how this confusion has taken place. It's almost as if there's a lot of confusion that's been planned with this virus. I'm just asking.
Number 3.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle chimed in on the U.S. election and essentially encouraged people to vote for Joe Biden. I want to get your reaction to that.
I'm not a fan of hers. And I would say this, and she probably has heard that, but I wish a lot of luck to Harry, because he's going to need it.
I know the royals. You got Prince Harry and Meghan. They don't like the president. You should vote for Joe Biden. The president's like, yeah, Harry's gonna need some help here, and wishing him luck with her. And let's get out there. It's always good when you have royals and celebrities that back you as a candidate for president of the United States. Ask Hillary how that went.
I'm really offended personally.
I never get told.
Number 2.
How is your role as vice president in charge of policy in Ukraine, in your son's job in Ukraine, how is that not a conflict of interest?
It's not a conflict of interest. There's been no indication of any conflict of interest from Ukraine or anywhere else. Period. I'm not going to respond to that. Let's focus on the problem. Focus on this man, what he's doing, that no president has ever done. No president.
Oh, that's it. That's it. If the former vice president Joe Biden says, hey, there's no corruption, all that stuff you heard about Hunter Biden and millions of dollars from the widow of an ex-mayor of Moscow and how they got millions of dollars, Hunter Biden's company that he put together with the relatives there, John Kerry and others, and, all that money that came in, somebody who didn't have any qualifications for the job that he was given through Burisma and all the $50,000, a month and all that money that was coming through. I mean, there's nothing. And by the way, the point guy on Ukraine was Joe Biden at the time. And there's nothing to see here. And if I point my finger and scream at you and make a face where I scrunch it like a mushroom, I do this. I feel like it's my dad yelling at me now. You do this. That if I point and I get angry, that you'll stop talking about this. You must move on. And of course, like the Democrat lemmings that they are, and the media, they'll do just that.
Number one.
I know that not everyone will be satisfied with the charges we've reported today. My team set out to investigate the circumstances surrounding Ms. Taylor's death. We did it with a singular goal in mind: pursuing the truth. Kentuckians deserve no less. The city of Louisville deserves no less. Every person has an idea of what they think justice is. My role as special prosecutor in this case is to set aside everything in pursuit of the truth.
That is the Attorney General for the state of Kentucky, David Cameron, on the Breonna Taylor case and how the grand jury made its indictments yesterday.
Drew's 5 at 8:35.
And it was just singular. It was just one. Indicting a single police officer for shooting into neighboring apartments, but didn't move forward with charges against any officers for their role in Breonna Taylor's death. That decision, not justice in the eyes of, Benjamin Crump, the lawyer for Breonna Taylor's family, and all those that are rioting and protesting and doing whatever that they are doing in demanding justice. We have to decide as a society whether or not we are going to say to the justice system in this country that we are going to present the evidence, give you the evidence, lay it out, and then with that evidence, with the data that we have, to a grand jury for them to make a decision on the innocence and guilt of individuals involved. Grand jury announced Officer Brett Hankinson charged with 3 counts of wanton endangerment in connection to the police raid on the night of March 13th. What happened here, though? And some of the details that we have now. And maybe you have a thought on this case, 239-479-5592. The concerns of many were that we were not getting all the facts, the truth in the case to begin with. And if we weren't, and they were not giving the facts, then you're trusting the media, you're trusting the lawyers for Breonna Taylor's family, you're trusting those to give you information and decide that that is either true or not. And maybe in some cases you don't get the chance to decide. So what do I mean? Well, now that we know everything there is to know about the case, what are some of the things that we discover about this case? Look, in the summer there were a lot of protests, there were riots, there were mobs, individuals that were destroying and looting and doing things under the name in the name of justice for Breonna Taylor, before anyone knew the evidence and the facts that were laid out. For example, we were told that it was a no-knock warrant that was issued, and it wasn't. And as a matter of fact, we have the evidence that was presented that this was a knock and announced situation, which is what the officers did. They announced their presence at the apartment. It's corroborated from somebody, an independent witness who was near the apartment. They said that they heard the knock and announce, but for some reason, the boyfriend of Breonna Taylor, Kenneth Walker, inside the apartment, saying that he did not. And let's remember that the boyfriend did not get hit once with a hail of, 32 bullets fired, a barrage of bullets fired. And somehow he did not get hit at all. Breonna Taylor struck 6 times. And we come to find out that the individual, the officer who did fire that shot, and as Cully Stimson mentioned earlier from the Heritage Foundation, that the grand jury hearing that the reason why there were no charges against that officer was because Kenneth Walker was the first to fire and hit one of the officers. And that's why the officers fired back. No-knock warrants, the idea that in certain situations there are going to be dangers that you and I could not imagine, when there is evidence that on the other side of that door there are, as Cully Stimson was mentioning, drugs, paraphernalia, things that are needed to get on the other side, to not announce a presence for not only the reason of getting that evidence and not having that evidence destroyed, but also to keep the people on the other side of that door safe and to keep officers safe. And you may say, well, that doesn't sound right. That sounds crazy. How do you say that? Well, think about it. Think about entering a room when you don't know what's on the other side. If there are certain situations where if you were to knock and announce, you don't know if there's a hail of bullets coming from the other side because that individual does not have any desire to be caught by you. And they're willing to do whatever it takes to make sure that that's not going to happen. And officers have to deal with this every day. Ones that are getting ready to serve warrants on some of the most dangerous individuals that are out there. But again, the narrative was set early. Now we find out that a lot of that was not true. And then on the other side is for me, what is the ultimate? It's 2 very simple things. The first thing is my humanity comes into play, and I hate to hear anything like this happening. I hate the thought that there are going to be upwards of 20,000 murders in this country by the end of this year. That is just a fact. It's what's going to take place, and it's an unfortunate reality that we live under, and it doesn't make a difference what there will be, both black and white deaths that will be taking place. And I can't help but think of these individuals as young kids. I look at my son, I look at others and their kids, and I see the innocence of youth and these individuals who, as 2, 3, and 4-year-olds, and growing up with that innocence and not knowing what that future will hold, and just how, this was somebody's child. These are somebody's sister or brother, relative. It's just, and how a life would be taken that way is just, your humanity. And on the other side of that is also the issue of justice. And that the protests, the mobs that are out there want their justice. They don't want to follow a system of justice in this country. They feel that it's not fair. Even when the evidence is presented and it's put out there and we see and hear some of the stories that are happening in the behind the scenes and some of the things that have been going on, and we're not allowed to talk about that. We're only allowed to listen to those who say that justice was not served because it wasn't the justice that they wanted. And then you have to make the decision, and quite frankly, with your vote, whether or not you want to live in a society that is going to live under the rule of law and a justice system, or you're going to have mob rules and make that decision and decide what justice looks like for every case, or not even every case. Yes, for every case, regardless of the evidence or the specificity of the case itself. Do you see what I'm saying? Every single case is unique. Every single one of them is unique in and of itself. And everyone has to be examined exactly that way. And that's how you will get the justice that needs to be served, not by blanket arguments and statements, and it has to be my form, but it has to be the one that is the evidence that is presented in order to have a system that works. All right, a reminder in less than 10 minutes. You want to get on the Zoom meeting with us? Please join us coming up in about 5 more minutes. We'll be live. These cameras will be switched over. I'm on YouTube right now, streaming live. That'll be switched over, by the way, YouTube. Just go to Drew Steele Radio, Steele with 3 E's. Please subscribe to the channel. But in 5 minutes, we switch the cameras over to Zoom, our Zoom town hall meeting with Lee County Commissioner Brian Hammond, and you can ask whatever you want. And that's coming up in 5 minutes. If you want to join us, text the words town hall right now to 239-479-5592. We'll send you an invite. All right, it's Daybreak 92.5 Fox News. Let's find out what's happening with the remainder of the forecast with Wink News meteorologist Matt Devitt.